Yes, people, welcome to another edition of the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A on Sarcasm City TV, hosted by myself, Flawless Mr. Take Note, and I'm joined by my two fellow co-hosts, the lovely, the beautiful, the hard-working, I reiterate this again, one of the most underrated in this YouTube game, Yan City. I know I was just on a stream with you, but how are you doing anyway? I still have to ask.
Thank you for that wonderful introduction, my darling. I think I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for asking. So you think you're okay? Are you not good? Is something up? Are you blessed?
Well,
Yeah.
I'm at work right now, innit? So I'm not the best that I could be, but
Right.
right now, cool.
That makes sense. And of course, you get me, my younger YouTube brother, one of the most talented, hilarious. People sleep on how funny he is actually. Knowledgeable also. His ability to throw cheap shots in the game like I do. I love to see it. It's great. My Don Ryan. Ryan, what you telling me, my G? You bless.
Yeah, I'm good, bro. I'm all good, Good day. United getting embarrassed, getting pammed in it. So I thought, I'm going to help my G Flawless out, therapy settings in it. So, yeah, I'm here for you, bro. I'm here for you, innit?
What, prick man said, yeah, United getting beat, United getting pammed, I'm all good. You know what I'm saying? Prick. And also as well, people, the Sarcasm City TV membership is available. And one of the perks is you get the chance to be on one of the Sarcasm City Sports Q&As a month. So welcome into the show. My boy Deviant, who's my virgin before this anyway, and he's supporting. So salute to Deviant. What you saying, my G? You blessing everything, yeah?
Yeah, man. All good, all good. Just been enjoying the pre-show bants. This explains a lot of the delay when I look at my phone. Like, oh yeah, you guys are live in 10 minutes, and then 15 minutes later, you guys still aren't live. And now I know why. Now I know that makes a lot of sense now. So thank you.
Yeah, normally it's Yan City running late, and that's what it is. Normally, because it
wasn't this time.
It wasn't this time. Normally it's her running late or her complaining about something. That's the two things in it. But it is what it is. We move.
That's actually true.
We move. And also welcoming Jay Socials to the show. Also, what are you telling me, man? You good?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. Just here for the therapy. Took a nap after that loss today, so just here to kind of get that stress out. So let's do it.
Yeah, man, we all have to help. And as I start each and every show, you already know how I start each and every show, people. Love to everyone who's supporting the channel. Much, much, much appreciated. If you're watching via my Twitter right now, make sure you retweet the tweet, like the tweet, follow everyone tagged in the tweet and the Sarcasm City Twitter. YouTube, whether you're new, whether you're a regular, make sure you hit the notification bell. Subscribe to the channel, Sarcasm City TV, and hit the notification bell also. And if you haven't seen the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A, you can ask us any question. So it's any sport, past or present, you can ask us any question. Because a lot of the times when we're doing shows, we'll get random questions. We'll get random ass questions. So that's why the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A was created. So let's get to some of the comments anyway. Big up Bangum Smurf, who said, how is it that you rate Poch so highly for being top in the league? They win every season. Come on, man. All right. And let this be a teachable moment, innit? People clearly don't understand sarcasm. So PSG won today 4-0 against Lyon, and they went top of their league. And every time Poch loses, because I'm a Poch fan, I get at it. Yeah, people tell me he's overrated because they were third in the league. They got beat 2-1, etc., etc. So the reason why I tweeted that was sarcasm. Simply just me being the sarcastic asshole I am. It's like Bangum Smith, you're clearly new here, so you don't know me. But yes, it was sarcasm. But I do rate Poch, but it's nothing to do with PSG, simply because he's only just got there. But I rate him for what he did at Spurs, what he rated for Southampton. And I wish Twitter had a sarcasm fund. Like, that's the one thing social media needs. And the channel's called Sarcasm City. You're watching the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A. Surely this is a good sign. On my hoodie, it says Sarcasm City. On Yan City's t-shirt, it says Sarcasm City. Deviant's got the Sarcasm City hoodie also. So surely, this is an inkling. And if you thought, how can I rate Poch so highly when he's only just got there? He's just got there, and he got there halfway through the season. It's not even like he started the season. So yeah, I just had to, address that. Big up Zane, who's also a member. He says, have you seen the rumors of Slavia Prague getting kicked out of Europa League? Could mean Rangers getting reinstated and it'd be Arsenal versus Rangers instead, but not sure if there's any truth to this though. I hope you're right. I'll give everyone a chance to have their certain racism.
Do you know what?
It's ridiculous, but go on, Yancy, speak on it.
Do you know what? I highly doubt that will happen because the way UEFA are, and the FA and everyone else around racism is ridiculous anyway. Like when Man City got racially abused against Porto, like years ago now, Balotelli and Yaya got like the whole game they were getting racially abused. They complained. The referee didn't do anything. They didn't do anything about it. I think Man City had they went in for half time. They came out slightly late, 1 minute late, and they got fined more money than the Porto did for being racist the whole game. So I wouldn't trust the people in charge to make that decision. I don't think they will. I'm hoping the best we can hope for is that Arsenal absolutely batter them and kick them out, because I can't see how UEFA are going to do anything to kick it out. Like, what are they going to do? And the worst case scenario that they normally say is, oh, no fans. But even when they did no fans, and this is why City fans hate UEFA. People always ask, why do City fans not care about the Champions League? Why do they pretend they don't care and stuff like that? Like, honestly, for reasons like this. And when CSK Moscow were racist, their fans got banned. So all fans were banned. So Man City fans bought tickets, they bought flights, they bought everything to go to that game. And they got told a week before, when they didn't have time to cancel, that game was going to be played behind closed doors. So City fans went anyway, because obviously they had the flight, the hotel, everything like that. And some City fans snuck in and they got kicked out. And then I think 1 or 2 got in. But yeah, and basically these CSK Moscow, people that work for the club were in there. So they had fans. So even though they stopped all the fans getting in, these people still got in, pretending they were journalists and everything else. So things like that is why UEFA can't be trusted. Because how do you racially abuse some players and then you're the only ones in the stadium for that game? It's not fair. And this is part of the reason why City hate UEFA like that. So I think I wouldn't trust them to do anything about it. I think they'll just ignore it. They'll get some stupid fine, like 40 grand or something daft. And then they'll expect everyone to just move on from it. And that'll be what it is. So, yeah, Samson, I know some City fans, it was one City fan that abused Fred and he got a lifetime ban from the Etihad. The same way a Man United fan turned up to training and attacked Raheem Sterling and got arrested. They do stuff about it. They don't just ignore it, whereas UEFA do. They ignore it. So, but yeah.
Yo, Deviant, we'll go to you on this. Your thoughts on what Zayn said, even though it's not really a question, but unfortunately, we have to still talk about racism in 2021.
Now, I didn't know exactly what it was. I've gathered the gist that it's to do with some. Is it their players or their staff?
It was their players. Actually, it was a player.
Yeah.
It was a player.
So it was a player, and then their fans put up a post and then called.
They had the banner, didn't they?
The player ran up to Kamara, who plays for Rangers, and said to him, you fucking monkey, or something about that.
No,
and
he whispered in his ear,
black monkey or something like that. And the guy next to him, who's also a black guy, the Rangers guy, he reacted as well, and they both went over. And then what Slavia Prague tried to say was that they didn't say that. He said, you idiot, or something like that. But it's why would he go over, cover his mouth, and say that, and then everyone reacts like that? You're not gonna. You're just gonna be like, why has he called me an idiot? So I don't know. Bring Ayo into the stream. Big up to him. He's a
big up Ayo. Yes.
How you doing, guys? Big up to
yes,
you guys.
Man. Big up to you, man. Salute, man. Man's not outnumbered. You get what I'm saying? I like this still. Outnumbered on the streams and that. The army's strong, though. You know what I'm saying? The army's strong. Ryan, we'll go to you on this, on what Zayn said about. I hope Slavia Prague, just quickly, I hope they get kicked out of the competition. I said I want Arsenal to absolutely batter them. I want all the black players to score in it. Saka hat-trick and that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm hoping for. Or a party to score a brace, all them things. But yeah, go on, Ryan.
Now, you know what? It's like I on Arsenal's watch along earlier on, I commented saying that I hope Arsenal absolutely hammer Slavia Prague by double figures. Like you said, Partey, even though I get onto Partey, I hope he scores about 2 hat-tricks. Saka dives to get 10 penalties. Honestly, I just hope Arsenal absolutely pam them in it. the fact that they actually haven't been, and they're not, like Jan City said, they're not gonna get disqualified from the Europa League. The fact that they haven't been already just shows what UEFA are like anyway. And like Jan City said, I understand why Man City fans hate UEFA. Like, I think everyone knows how, what UEFA are really like, and honestly, it's like the whole Europa League, and Cam said it as well. It just feels tainted this season as long as Slavia Prague are in it. Do you get what I mean? It just doesn't feel right, the whole competition. And yeah, they need to get kicked out, and Rangers should be reinstated in place of them. But we all know it's not happening, like, because the way UEFA are. So like I said, the only option is Arsenal and obviously the vast majority of the time I want Arsenal to lose in it because I like slandering Arsenal. Arsenal, we're all with you for these 2 legs. I'm telling you that.
Facts.
And I've just heard about racism, that Fred has been racially abused again on social media after his performance. So
no shot.
It's every game now, isn't it? Every game.
Yeah. Every game.
That your team doesn't win, or not you as in Man United, just any team, because apparently Sterling, it's the same shit with him. It's just like you get these people going online racially abusing the players. It's just absolutely ridiculous.
Happened to Finky today. He posted about Flex from the United stand. He got abused today. He was posted about, I don't know if someone sent him a DM or
really?
I know it was on Twitter. Yeah, I know it's on his Twitter because I seen it pop up on my feed. So I don't know if he got DM'd or he was eyed about it. Same to you, Jay. I know this ain't the vibe you want to come on, but unfortunately,
no, man, no, it's very important. It's actually important to talk about it. And yeah, honestly, it's nothing new, right? I think Champions League, we've always seen that almost every season, and a lot of times it's from the fans, especially when you play. No disrespect, when you play teams from a certain part of Europe,
Eastern.
You tend to get that a lot. So, but it is what it is, right? And I think, you know what, I would rather they disqualify Prague versus Arsenal go there and beat them silly, just because I feel if it was like a fan that did it, then it makes sense. You don't want to punish a team because of a stupid fan. But in a scenario whereby it's the actual player of the team that did it, then at that point, I think the club needs to get punished, So, but like you said, with UEFA, I'm hoping that with the Black Lives Matter from 2020, there's a lot more sensitivity about racism. I'm hoping that they will take a stand with this, but it's tough. It is tough, but I think honestly, I would be on the camp that says get them disqualified from the Europa League and just call it a day. So,
and AO last year, your thoughts on it? Same thing.
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, I think I agree with Jay Solskjaer's. My personal opinion is I think they don't really care. I mean, I know I've talked about this on different episodes with Jan before on my podcast. Because this is how I see it, right? If this was in a pandemic, right, the authorities figured the way out for football to return in the pandemic. They figured the way out. Because I remember the pandemic had started in like March. It was so hard. We were thinking football is never going to come back, cancel the season, the whole jokes with Liverpool and all that. But the authorities, FIFA, everybody figured a way out for the league to come back. They figured it out. So why is it taking them years for them to figure out a way to at least reduce racism to it? They don't really care. That's the way I see it. It doesn't hit their bottom line. When something affects the bottom line of like authorities, they find a way to figure things out. So until it affects the bottom line, they were just like, a slap on the wrist type thing. So yeah, that's what I think. But I agree, they should be disqualified, but it's not going to happen. Sadly,
do you know what it is though? It's about money. They were losing money, like you say, because they were losing money because there was no football. They found a solution. Unless footballers do what some teams have done in the past and like leave the pitch and say we're not coming back on, like PSG did, I think it was, in the group stage. Until that happens and it starts affecting their pockets, they're not going to care. And what winds me up more than anything is when a black player is racially abused on the pitch and they are going mad because obviously they're reacting to it. And you get all these white players going over to them saying, no, calm down. stay on the pitch, all this stuff. And it's like, you're not the person that can make that decision. They have to make that decision. And, you know, a lot of these players in the Premier League are taking the knee. And a lot of people are saying that, oh, what's the point in taking the knee? Like, it's not going to do anything, which I agree. The action on its own is not going to do anything. But it's nice to see that these white team members are going to, like, basically they're supporting their black colleagues, basically. And I don't know why it's echoing.
Yeah, there's a bad echo. Is it 2 Man Cities?
I think
I was just going to ask
Is it?
if anyone else could hear it.
Yo, everyone just mute themselves so I can figure out who it is and that. And then
Yeah.
I'll unmute, and then everyone unmute themselves and then we'll figure it out, innit? Well, everyone decided to mute themselves. Yeah, see, right, yeah, go on. Ryan, unmute yourself, yes? Yaga. Hey, yo. Unmute yourself, my guy. Yeah. Yo. Preview. Yo.
Go on.
Might have been Jay. I think it's gone still. It is what it is. We move in that.
Yeah, but I think that's just what it is, because I think it's nice to see that people would support each other, but it's when it comes to it, when that incident happens on the pitch, it's how they react to that. Because I wouldn't want to see, say Raheem Sterling gets injured, I wouldn't want to see De Bruyne saying, oh, no, calm down, stay on the pitch. I don't want to see that. Do you know what I mean? It should be Sterling's decision. If Sterling wants to go off, the whole team should respect that and back him and go off with him. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I don't know. They need to do something, because whatever they're suggesting, it's not working. Kick it out isn't working. Black Lives Matter, having it on the shirt isn't working. You know, the fans do it on purpose to get a reaction out of the player and stuff like that. And it's just like, even this whole, oh, well, they can deduct points from that team because blah, blah, blah. What's to stop a Man United fan from going to the Etihad and start saying racist shit? They're going to get banned for life from the Etihad, which they don't care because they don't support Man City. They'll probably get away with it if they got arrested, because they'll just say, oh, I didn't say that, I said something else, and the police can't prove it. And basically, Man City would then get deducted points, which might help Man United. So it's one of them things where it's just like, there's nothing they can really do in terms of that. It would have to be, I don't know, just try and reduce it at all, because every club, I think, has at the time, if you get caught being racist, you get a lifetime ban. But it needs to be consistent so people know. But I don't know. It's going to be hard to cut it out. But I think they're not doing enough as it stands. That's what I would say.
Echoing what everybody else said, and I think AL touched on it perfectly in terms of you're not going to stomp it out, but there needs to be some attempt to reduce it. I think he was spot on with saying that. And like, there is no attempt. When it comes to money, they always find a solution. When they're losing money, there's always a solution. No matter if the whole world shut down and these men got football back. I'm saying the world shut down. People couldn't just do regular stuff, but they made this it's not an essential thing, but they made it work. So if players decided to boycott the league or do whatever, that's the way it would. If all black players in the Premier League of all teams was like, you know what, we're not playing until something's done. The Premier League's dead. Champions League is dead. I'm saying, like, everywhere, like, no one's watching it. Like, even just from PSG, you take out
Barely winning the league.
Stop it, yeah. Without Rodriguez,
Man City's team's quite white at the moment, to be honest.
Without Vidra and Rodriguez and that. Well, I don't even know if they're saying, yeah, you got a point still.
Yeah, I think too. I think, you know, like we talk about with the clubs, the clubs have to be directly affected by it, because you kind of think about Serie A back in the day when they had the financial scandal. What happened? Those teams got relegated to the second division. So I think that's something that should happen with teams. Obviously, maybe not that drastic, but maybe if, you know, your fan is caught being racist, points get deducted. You know, something like that can show that the clubs actually start standing up for it. And also, I think the social media platforms as well need to stand up for it. I think we had talked about that. I think I heard it on one of the streams where it's like, you know, if I had a content that was, let's say I took someone else's content, I get shut down real quick. But, you know, if it's racial abuse, you know, we have to go through the whole process of innocent till proven guilty kind of thing. So I feel like it's kind of, they're picking what makes sense for them and not actually tackling the issue. So, yeah, I think maybe now they need to start directly attacking the impacting the clubs. That's what I would say.
No, I hear that. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It is. And like I said, we just need to continue to talk about on these platforms. I've seen everyone else pretty much in the football and YouTube community do the same thing as well. So I love to see that. And hopefully, and I see players standing up. I see Zaha saying what he's saying about he's not going to take the knee. So I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm with it. Here we go. Ed B says, fighting to stay awake, not going to glide, but big up Flawless each and every time. He says, big up to the rest of the panel. Big up NB, regular. I got a finance exam tomorrow, but I have to support the stream still. Love. Make sure you lot get the likes up on the video and subscribe to the channel. Kinda Devil says, big up Flawless, my G. Big up to you. Like I said, get your questions in, people. Any sport, past or present, you can ask us. You can ask us any question. Big up Dupe, who is another regular, who says, big up the panel. See all of you lot here talking about racism and that, man, saying I'm happy Kamara. Yeah, man. I love to see racists get their head bust. Fantastic. You know what I'm saying? When I heard the Rangers man did that, I was like, lovely stuff, innit? You know what I'm saying? I love that. Yeah, man. I'm with it though. You gotta back your people in that. That's from the Max reaction we did, and Saeed was mimicking me in that. But yeah, man, you gotta back your people in that. I'm on the Tony Yale shit. But we move, people. We move. Yeah, man. Serious. Hope y'all can break some. I'm with you on all this type of thing. Even Ryan, who's a Spurs fan, saying only game I ever wanted Arsenal to win and humiliate the racists. UEFA need to step in now and do something. Take a stand with us all and kick the disease called racism out. And that's the Spurs fans telling you that. And I like the fact everybody came together in unity and was like, yo, football aside, I never want Arsenal to win a game in my life until this one. That's it. I'm like, yeah, I'd ban Arsenal more than probably 99% of the world. But, you know, I definitely want them without question to win 100%. Racists need to get these head kicked in, etc., etc. But yeah, while people get their questions in, like I said, any sport, past or present, we'll start with the title of the video. Unfortunately, well, for 4 out of 6 of us on this podcast, you know what I'm saying? United crashed out of the FA Cup today, 3-1 to Leicester. Yancy, you don't even bother smile like that. You know what I'm saying? We'll start with you, Ayo. Your thoughts on the game and us going out in the fashion in which we did. And let me ask you a question before you start. Are you Ollie in or Ollie out?
Ooh. Can I be in between? And I'll explain why.
Yeah. That's cool.
I'll explain why.
Go on.
So I'm kind of fully in between, and I say this now. In an ideal situation, right? In an ideal situation, every factor is ideal, right? We have the good owners. Our owners want to win. We have the right structure. I'll be only out 100%. I will be. But this is why I say I'm in between. In isolation, right? In isolation, I think Solskjaer has done a good job. And I say this because he came third last season. We most likely, apart from if we knock on wood, if we don't capitulate at the end of the season, I think we finished off all right. He has done a good job, good to decent job. Whichever category you want to put it, he has done a good to decent job in isolation. Now, the problem is, what is going to make Manchester United successful requires a great coach and great manager and better structure above that manager. So the way I look at it is, to win, it starts from the top. Winning starts from the top. Starts from leadership. If we had better leadership, in the first place, we have better structure. If we had better structure, Solskjaer would have not been identified as the guy to take us back to the promised land. So that's the way I look at it. And that's why I say in isolation, he's done a good job. So that's why, you know, I also understand he has his major flaws, right? And the flaws, I put them in basically 2 categories. The first major flaw, I think, that a lot of people fail to realize is the squad construction. The squad was constructed without a clear plan. And I say this because you say he wants to play counter-attacking football, or then you buy Wan-Bissaka, right? And now this season he says he wants to attack, but Wan-Bissaka is not good going forward. He's just a good one-on-one defender who can make good interceptions. But then you buy Daniel James, who doesn't really complement Wan-Bissaka. So that's very, very weird. The squad construction is very weird. You want to play a high line, but then you buy Harry Maguire, who's very slow, a running back. And he's supposed to be the guy. He's a good okay defender. I don't think he's terrible. I just still think he's the guy who should have spent 85 million on. So he's underwhelming. That's how I call him. Yeah. So you buy a slow center back to lead your defense line, but you want to play a high line. You know, so the squad construction. So
Sorry, what you're saying, spot on, is just the way you've put it. You know what I'm saying? You signed a slow centre back to play a highlight, but yeah, go on, carry on in it. You're spot on in it, and people don't understand why I get heated and I'm upset. You get me at this manager and this board and that. When you just said what you just said there, innit?
Correct.
We bought a slow centre back to play a high line, but go on, sorry to cut you off.
So now because it's getting found out, what have we done now? We've dropped back like 10, 15 in key games, right? When we play the smaller teams, we play a high line, but in key games like today, high leverage games, the big games, we drop 10, 15 feet further back. And that's why you see like Fred, we almost play like a back six sometimes. Fred, Matic, or Martin have to drop in between the lines because the defenders have that problem. So that's the first major flaw he has. Second major flaw that he has is squad management and in-game management. His squad management leaves a lot to be desired, right? It's very clear. Everybody has seen this is a COVID season. The players are knackered. There was no preseason, and he doesn't rotate his squad very well. And that's probably inexperience. That's fair, because when you look at, for example, look at Tuchel or Tuchel. I think it's called Tuchel. He's coming.
Whatever you want to call him, in we know what you're talking about. Yeah.
He's been here 3 months. He uses his squad. He rotates his squad consistently because he understands that the players are tired, they're knackered. If you play everybody, you run them into the ground, you'll get muscle injuries. Even if they avoid injuries, towards the end of the season, this is going to happen. And this is not even an isolated thing. This happened last season. Towards the end of last season, the players got fatigued, and we started getting this performance started dipping. So that's the last thing is in-game management. I was having conversations earlier today. It's like, you say Pogba and Van der Beek just came back from injury.
Mm-hmm.
They can't play 90 minutes. Okay, great. What do? You bring them off the bench like you did against Milan, and you impact the game. You start your first 11, but you now play them. The result goes sour. You now have to bring.
That was the exact same point I had today.
Oh my God! Like, people don't understand why I don't like this manager. Sorry to cut you off, Jay. Yeah, people don't understand why I don't like this. When you've just done you've seen it work against AC Milan 3 days ago. Was you not there when you've seen this work?
Yeah,
but go on.
So Fred was having a terrible game. Sorry, Jay Socials. Let me wrap up. Fred was having a terrible game. But what did you do today? He left Fred on. You're chasing the game. You take off Van der Beek and Pogba. You need to keep the ball. You're chasing the game. You need to keep the ball. You need to keep the pressure. It was 2-1. It was close. Okay, they're tired. Fair enough. What do you need instead? Bring on a forward. You risk it. This is a knockout game. If we lose 2-1 or we lose 3-1, what difference does it make? It makes no difference. So why don't you go for it? This is time to go for it, but you don't go for it. Fred he misplaces the pass. We get hit on the break. We consider a free kick. 3-1, game over. Then you now bring on Diallo. I'm like, what are you doing, sir? So those are the things that make me know that I personally don't think he can make the step up to be a great, because coaches can improve just like players. I always tell people they can. But when I see him, I don't think I make this required step up to take us to the promised land. So that's the way I feel about Solskjaer. If we had a better setup, he would not be our manager, and I'll be Solskjaer out. But our setup, he gives them top 4, and they're okay with it, and that's kind of what we're stuck in. So those are my thoughts about him. So those are my thoughts about the game also.
Yeah, it's like talking to myself. It's mad. It's mad. You say everything in it. It's mad, but I get criticized for saying this, and people don't understand. Like, it's just things you were saying now. I'm like, I'm not going crazy when I'm saying what I'm saying. But yeah, go on, Jay. Give us your thoughts again, like on the game today specifically. And are you Ollie in or Ollie out?
Yeah, man, I gotta echo what Ayo was saying. It's basically that. I don't think it's a matter of Ole in or Ole out. It's just you gotta look at just what's on, like we could talk about the board, we can talk about, the Glazers, but at the end of the day is all I can see is what's on the pitch. And when I look at the football that we play, it just doesn't excite me. It's funny because my brother and his friends, they're Arsenal fans and Real Madrid fans. And, I'll be in the group chat complaining, and they would be like, oh, United is second. What are you complaining about? And I was like, just watch our game. And they started watching the United games, and they were like, yeah, United is officially the most boring team to watch from a neutral perspective. Mm-hmm. And it's just like you said, the in-game management is poor. That was kind of my thought too, was I do understand that you're trying to play Van der Beek now. Pogba's back. Martial, but to start all of them at the same time when they've barely had games, same with Talos as well, right? And I'm just so lost with what his thought process is. Like like every time he's bringing on Shaw for Talos, it's like I've never seen a coach that makes wing back subs as much as Ole. And why is it always Shaw for Talos? Like I do understand that Shaw is great defensively. Talos was good defensively today as well. So I didn't really see the point of making that sub. So I kind of echoed Ayo. In terms of Ole, like I said, I think Ole has done a great job. I think his job was to come in, steady the ship, get everybody in line, because Mourinho left it as a disaster. Like it was just toxic.
Yeah, he did.
He's done a great job. If you're someone who believes in the Bible, it's kind of like Moses took, the Israelites out of Egypt, but it was Joshua who completed the mission. So I think we're at that point now where
Sarcasm says the greatest man dropped a Bible reference that made it make sense. That's why I love this shit in it. Brilliant. It's brilliant. Go on, keep going.
So I think we're at that point now where Ole needs to pass it over to somebody who can, we might not, win the league next season or 2 seasons from now, but I feel like if you can get somebody decent, we can actually start seeing patterns of play, probably have a more decent recruitment. I know a lot of fans say, oh, we had Mourinho, we had Van Gaal, but Van Gaal was past his prime. His prime was in the 90s, and then you had Mourinho, who was also past his prime as well. He got sacked from Chelsea. So I'm not buying the whole, oh, we've already had experienced coaches. So you tried 2 coaches and now you're just going to give up and just, settle for top 4. So I just feel like fans are making too many excuses for Ole. I think he's done his job, and now it's time to I just want to enjoy football again. I think that's my main thing now. Is I don't care about trophies at the moment. I just want to be able to watch United for 90 minutes without just like dozing off, or it's just not fun. So that's kind of like my take on Ole and the team in general.
Deviant, I already know this is what you're going to say, but you obviously have to let the people know. I already know your feelings on Oli because me and you speak anyway. Well, your thoughts more so on the game today, and then obviously give us your thoughts on Oli overall.
Well, I only seen bits of the game in it, and like the bits I seen was when it was 0-0, Leicester seemed to be doing a lot better than we were. And I was like, all right, cool. And then I seen it and it was 1-1, and I was like, oh, maybe we won't do too bad. Then 2 minutes later we conceded. I'm like, well, there you go. And the more I see, the more it just went to shit. Like, and in terms of Ole, I personally think he tried to slow play. He tried to like downplay his ability, and then just made himself look a total fool. He realized that if he came in first season and absolutely smashed everything, got us like right behind the leaders, got us to win trophies, everyone's going to expect that when he gets a full season. And if he does that when he gets a full season, then the next few seasons are going to be full of, why didn't you do what you did in the first season? So he tried to slow play it, but it's not gone right. It's gone to shit. And now everyone just thinks he's incompetent, which he is.
Yeah.
Like, Ayo kind of like wrong way. Ayo kind of like he really did the number though. Like everything he was saying was like, that's it. Like talking about the slow centre back for that, all that shit is that is exactly the kind of thing. Like he's not a leader. Like I always thought when I was younger and I used to see Roy Keane, I always thought, Roy Keane would be a mint manager. Look at the way he's commanded on the pitch. And then when it turns out he went to Ipswich and couldn't do shit, it's like, all right, maybe Roy Keane isn't the man in the managerial seat. And Ollie was never the man on the pitch like that anyway. So why did anyone expect him to be the man when he got in that seat?
That's the
No, I'm just gonna say, you know what? I don't really judge players that like they're playing career versus their coaching career, because the reality is a lot of coaches were not the greatest players, So, but I think what really surprises me about Ole is his lack of subs. He was the perfect sub. And like when I was growing up, Fergie time, Solskjaer and Sheringham coming off that bench, you knew it was time for magic, right? And so I was thinking, okay, Ole is a coach. He's going to learn from Alex Ferguson on how to use his subs right, because that's what Alex Ferguson was great at doing. He understood when the the tide was changing, and he knew when to capitalize on it. And I look at Ole, and it's just like, do you just don't trust your bench? And then you have fans saying, oh, Ole, you know, who's on the bench for Ole to play? And I'm like, well, you have Tellus, you have Beek, you have all these guys on the bench. I'm like, does Ole want Neymar on the bench before he uses the bench? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, most teams would die for our bench.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And most teams
preach, man.
but they still make subs.
Preach.
You know, Liverpool, for example, like, I don't rate Origi and all these guys. Shaqiri, what's his name?
See, you don't even know their names. That's how dead these men
he
are.
still brings them on. You know, because there's always something, there is a different dynamic, and you have like the likes of Rashford, Bruno, dead tired, and Ole just keeps them on because once again we're relying on that one person to do something. So it's like you can't take out the two guys that you know that might produce something. So it just kind of ruins it for everybody else, and no one else can get an opportunity just because Bruno and Rashford have to play every single minute.
Yeah, so, and Lauren, you would definitely die for our bench in that. You're an Arsenal fan. You would die for our first 11. Under 20. You man a ninth. You know what I'm saying? In that. Let's just put that ninth. You know what I'm saying? As bad as our manager is, he's 16 points ahead of yours. 16. How are you 16 points behind Ollie? You should just give up football. But yeah, go on, Ayo. My bad. I know you can say something.
To piggyback on what Jay Social said about his plan, where he just relies on individuals. You know, on Twitter, people call it, I know a lot of people call it like Just Vibes, FC, all of that. The funny thing is, Solskjaer in his interview, literally told a reporter from The Athletic, saying his plan seems this. He has a basic plan of putting players in the right, in like positions to flourish and figure things out by themselves, right? Which the reality about that, it's not really a bad plan. The challenge about that plan is it requires world-class players, or in like almost 90% of the positions. We don't have that resources. We don't. So that's what makes that plan, I don't think it's a sustainable plan to get to the big, you know, the big goals, the big trophies, whether it's winning the league or the Champions League. It's not a sustainable plan to get you there. It's not. It's just not. We're not Real Madrid. Real Madrid can do that. You know, where our owners are not going to spend that much money, but it's just good enough to, you know, because we have good players, like very, very good players. We have a good squad. We will always be able to finish top 4, you know, and he's a very good man manager. Like, the players want to play for him, so they will always like give it their all. But that plan that he's trying to do, it's not going to be sustainable to get us to the promised land. He said it himself. And when I heard that plan, I was like, I don't think this is, because he's not a system guy. Literally, Solskjaer is not a system guy. He's not Klopp. He's not a Pep. He's not Brendan Rodgers. He's not a system guy. His plan is just putting players in positions to figure things out by themselves. I don't think.
Can we touch on that, the man management thing? Can we touch on it?
Yeah, of course, man.
I'm beginning to think that it's a myth, because he doesn't use his bench. So the first team is happy. And when you look at the first team, the likes of Daniel James, McTominay, these are players that they know that if Ole was to lose his job tomorrow, they're not going to be starters on Manchester United. Like, Daniel James will probably be loaned back to Swansea, like, the next day. So I understand the man management part, and I think we got carried away with man management. But I'm beginning to now think, what is Beek thinking? What is Tellus thinking? What is Cavani thinking? What are all these guys? They're probably now looking and saying, you know what? Why did I sign for this club if you're not going to play me? If you're not going to try? So I feel like he's man managing a certain like his favorites, which now I think you guys, I mean, Flawless on Rand's show today, you guys talked about that in the match reaction, where he said, I think now a lot of players are beginning to get unhappy, and if we don't win a single trophy this season, I think it's gonna be, you know, it's gonna be peak for them.
It is, and that is one of the points in terms of trophies and success and good results shuts everybody up. When you're playing terrible football and not winning trophies, even the players who like him, because I do believe the players like him, are going to turn around and look at him and go, all right, this isn't working. As much as I like you, this ain't no friendship thing. I'm here to win trophies. I want to play in the best competitions. And the thing is, we've had moments to try and win trophies, 4 semi-finals, going out in the Champions League in the manner in which we've done. this FA Cup quarterfinal today. Well, yesterday technically now. This is starting to play on the players' minds. That it's not only are we losing these games, it's the fashion in what it is. If we playing great, there's a reason why Poch at Spurs, the fans and the players love him, because even though they didn't win anything, you can say the football was good. They enjoyed playing under him. They had good times. Yes, they made it to a Champions League final and lost. People say, yeah, that's a black mark against him, blah, blah, blah. Spurs shouldn't be in the Champions League final.
No.
They should be nowhere near. They should even be in the quarters. Never mind the actual final. When that season started, nobody was like, yo.
Look what Lauren's put in the comments.
Yeah, you talking
Man
ish and that.
United,
Arsenal.
Hotspur, you know.
Yeah, seriously, Arsenal lot and that. Serious question, who is there actually out there to replace Oli?
Man
You go get
United,
Ancelotti.
Hotspur.
You go get Ancelotti. That's who I'm getting. So there's plenty of people to go and get. You go get an Allegri. You go get a Ten Hag. I'm taking Ancelotti though. Even a Nagelsmann at this point. Anything's better than this.
I'd get Graham Potter.
All right, yo, you and this Graham Potter thing. All right, let me ask the panel. We'll ask this: who's the most underrated Premier League manager in the Premier League currently? We'll start with you, Yan City. Just one name. Let everyone think about it. Ah, shut up, man. All right, we'll go to you, Ayo. Yeah, shut up, man. Yeah, man.
Oh, sure,
Shut up.
man.
Yeah,
Sure,
seriously. I mean,
Pep Guardiola.
You know who is going to be good, but no one facing right now? Arteta. 10 years time.
yeah, sure.
Oh,
That was actually gonna be that was like
Graham
your probably
Potter.
second option there.
So who's your first? Who's your first option? You're saying currently right now the most underrated manager in the Premier League.
Like right now,
Yeah, right now currently in the Premier League. Who's it? It's a tough one because Ryan was on this Graham. Has been on this Graham Potter hype train for a minute. So I'm like, he's the most underrated manager in the Premier League. I'm like, is he? I'm like, yeah, I don't know about that.
you know what? I would say David Moyes. I think so because think about. I think his Manchester United thing. I mean, his Manchester United period kind of like tainted his career. But I think before that, Everton didn't have the greatest players, but they were very consistent in finishing top 6, top 8, and then I think when he came to Manchester United, it was a little bit too much for him, especially trying to fill the shoes of the greatest manager of all time. Like it was just not the right time from him. And then, so I think, but look at what he's done now at West Ham. So he's kind of redeemed that, his career. So I would give it to him because he's not just doing it this season. He's done it before, and now he's kind of worked his way back to the top. So I would give it to David Moyes. But I like what Arteta is doing. Like, and I say that as I enjoy watching Arsenal play. Like, I talk to my brother every day. I'm like, you guys are going places. Like, you guys just need to get a few more players. But I see what Arteta is trying to do, game in, game out. Like today's against West Ham, that was an amazing game. Like I'm like, wow, this was good. And then I tuned into Manchester United, and it was just a nosedive.
And hey, Jose, man, if you're gonna try to catch man out with names, you gotta do better than this. Come on, man. I'm too smart for this one. I'm too smart. I'm too seasoned for this one. It's a goodie though. You know what I'm saying? But they try it. They trying it in it. You know what I'm saying? Yan City, they trying it again.
I know, I saw that.
Oh, did you see it? I'm just making sure you seen it. Yeah, Deviant will go to you. Most underrated manager in the Premier League currently.
Who's Moyes manager at the minute? West Ham.
West Ham? Yeah, it's West Ham. Yeah.
I would say him only because when I seen I don't know, earlier on in the season, West Ham was like 3rd or 4th. I was like, how? When? Since what? Like, that's unexpected for them, considering, like, from what I've seen over the past few seasons, they've not got anywhere near that. Like, I think either him, I'd say Moyes, for his expectancy level has dropped considering what he did at United. No one expected him to do well at United anyway, but after he went there and shot the bed, no one expects him to do anything now. So he does. Did he not shit the bed?
Hey, I was Moyes out before Moyes was in. I'm with you. I didn't want him in the first place.
When I heard
a terrible idea.
the Fergie wanted Moyes, I was like, nah, he has to be like, he can't be serious. But he was.
Yeah,
what about Man United legend Mark Hughes?
I mean,
You can get him in it.
what are you talking about?
Oh, to manage.
To manage? Look at this girl being a whole Egypt.
Mark Hughes is a United player. He's not a United manager.
Yeah, he's coached it already. You don't want to.
Hey, what are you saying? Who do you think currently is the
with him, so why not you? Honestly,
Hey, that's not our fault.
That was then. You had Mark when you weren't all that. Like, if you had Mark Hughes now, we'd still do bits with you.
I was going to say Moyes, but another person I would like to throw in is Dean Smith of Aston Villa.
Oh yeah,
because they were in a relegation battle last season, right? And they've made a big jump now. I mean, up until Grealish got injured, they were in top 4 battle, top 4, top 6. Now I know they've gone off the ball a little bit, but I think the difference, a team that was in a relegation battle and they've jumped all the way this season, and they look really good. You know, they look for I would say more than half of the season, they looked really good. They had defenders Marty Cash, Ezri Konsa, apart from Grealish and Barkley, they looked really good. He signed really good players, but I know they've gone off the ball. But yeah, that's another manager that he doesn't get any type of rating, but I think he's doing very well this season. And he's flying under the radar.
Oh, I
You know what? There's quite a few. There is actually
I'm so upset no one's taking Potter.
Yeah, I just waited your Graham Potter agenda in the mud. That's all. It's great going on City in it.
No, I was just going to say
It's not even in the middle.
It's not even in the mud. Yeah, it is, fam. It's in the mud, fam.
Because
Yeah,
it's like
Liverpool's home form. But
you
go on,
look at
It's not even in the mood.
the way the table is at the moment.
You're funny, innit?
Sorry, that tickled me. Oh shit, yeah, that's deep. That's not me for 6, yo.
Ryan, isn't that having
Yeah, go on. I'm gonna mute myself. Go on, Jancy. Say what
No
you
one
say.
dissed my guy Graham Potter, innit?
I was just saying, like,
Wait, one sec. Yo, the only Potter we care about is Harry. But go on, Jancy.
yeah, there's quite a few.
Harry Potter is Graham Potter's son, man.
I think we find out that Harry Potter's dad's called James. But go on, continue.
Yeah, I knew
Facts.
that. His real name was Graham, innit?
No, it wasn't. It's Harry. Yeah, no, wait, no, it's James, fam. Yeah, his dad's called James. I'm a Harry Potter fan. You can't talk to me about
he
it.
had an affair. He had an affair with Lily. He had an affair with Lily.
Lily would never cheat. You know what I mean? That because Snape tried a thing and she wasn't on it. So what's Graham?
Yeah, she was. Lily was a dog.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, this
Never.
my guy Graham Potter, innit? When you're Liverpool, Graham Potter's going to be lifting the Champions League trophy as Liverpool manager.
Alright, okay.
That's what I want to see.
Clearly, one of Ryan's cupcakes is a Brighton fan. That's where this is coming from. Go on, Yad City, innit? One of Ryan's links is definitely.
I've got cupcakes as a Cardiff
Quite
fan.
a few shouts for that, innit? Because it's not like, because you could argue West Ham because of where West Ham are in the table. There's definitely a fair argument for Moyes. There's an argument for, I don't know, like there's a lot of managers like Sean Dyche that people have mentioned in the comments as well. Like he's quite he is consistent. Like I don't really
at least Graham Potter plays proper football. Yeah, but Graham Potter plays proper football, innit? Like Sean Dyche plays rugby, man.
He definitely plays better football. Like when Brighton came to play Man City, like they actually gave us a good game. It's entertaining, do you know what I mean? I respect the way they play, to be honest, but it's just, you know what? That's what I'm saying. There's a shout for quite a few managers in the league. There's not really just one, I'd say. Yeah,
Sean Dyche is definitely
people are going on about the Spanish Graham Potter in Pep Guardiola, but like people aren't actually giving the real Graham Potter his actual respect, man. It actually upsets me.
Yeah, because you've been riding this for a minute. Like I seen you pop up with this on Twitter, and I'm like, Ryan is really riding this. You know what I'm saying? And that man said, Paul Ball is magical,
manager,
but
anyone who makes Mopai and Welbeck look good in it, like he's making Welbeck and Mopai look good in it. Like, is there anything Graham Potter do? Like,
Welbeck was good.
Like, please tell me that.
Hey, lesser the Welb slander. Number one, number two. Hey, I seen. Wait. Hold up. I seen McNeil dance past Allen and stick it top bins. There's nothing bad, like there's nothing more than that. If you're talking about managers, I see McNeil score one of the goals of the season. That's one of the best goals this season.
Yeah, but that was a big goal,
yeah, but he's playing him centrally though. He's playing him centrally though. Yeah, definitely Burnley's football's not good, but I'm not talking about the level of football. I'm just talking about consistently. Like Burnley are consistently, without spending big, without having the best player, they consistently stay in the Premier League. And they have a system that works. Nobody's taking maybe McNeil, but nobody else is taking any Burnley players. I was talking to a Burnley fan who's one of Stroll's dons. And it was it was the game against Manchester City, and he's a Burnley fan. And City had a corner, and the commentator said, "Oh, Manchester City need to watch out, for Burnley on the break." And the Burnley fan said, "Who are they watching out for? We have no pace whatsoever. He's like looking out for who? Like they are the definition
Now
of a
McNeil looks a
like
good
team.
place.
McNeil's the only one. He's the only one with a little extra. These man got
He
Ben
look
Mee
alright.
and that and Barnes and Wood. You know what I'm saying? But they came, won at Anfield and that. Them way there, but it is what it is. They ain't.
Yeah, but everyone's winning at Anfield at the moment. But Graham Potter won at Anfield as well. Graham Potter played us off the park. Brian haven't lost to us this season, though.
Yeah,
Brian
you really
haven't lost
can't.
to us this season. The only reason they lost to you.
Go on, Ryan.
And the only reason why they lost to United was because United got 3 points for drawing the game because they got a penalty after after full time minutes. So.
Yeah, LEICESTER. But hey, Brian,
there's only so much Graham Potter can do when they can't take their chances.
Yeah, that's true. But then Scott Parker came to Anfield and won in it. So maybe you get me. Liverpool can't chat to Brian and Fulham and them man in it. But we move. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know we can't, but I'm giving credit to Graham Potter. I don't care about my club at the moment, innit? Like,
what about Scott
I'm on
Parker?
the Graham Potter hype train, innit?
What about Scott Parker?
Claim Scott Parker, man. Graham Potter's claim Scott Parker, man.
The thing is with Scott Parker though, when he went in there, they was like 10 points behind. Now I think they're level on points in terms of relegation. Is that not a good turnaround?
Yeah, but Graham Potter's even more. Yeah, it is. Like Scott Parker's good in it, but like Graham Potter's like up there in it. Scott Parker, he's still clear.
This comment's still making me bust up. Man said Potter is magical, but dumb.
Yeah, Potter ball is magical. Yeah,
you're on a childish show. That's mad funny. Oh yeah, that line will forever live on in history. That line will never go. I use it at any given moment. Yes, that's one of them. That's Saeed's. This is freestyle. Ollie gonna freestyle. This is freestyle football. That's one of them. I'm trying to get one of them to catch on and that. I'm trying to go viral off one of them comments and that. That's what that is. It is.
Yancy,
yeah, he does have pickability.
Oh, when Pep Guardiola leave.
Will she heck? Not in a million years. Look, she just don't have the heart to tell you no.
Like tick-a-tack of football, innit?
Would you take him when Klopp leaves?
Yeah, he said he would.
Right, you're mad. Would you take him? All right, would you take him, Yancy? If Pep left at the end of the season, yeah, would you take him Graham Potter?
I don't think so.
I don't get how this is funny, Like, you guys disrespecting Graham Potter, You guys disrespecting Graham Potter.
She laughed, She laughed. Man didn't even tell a joke, And the girls laughed, Look at her. She's still grinning up now, you know what I'm saying?
Wait, what are we based on?
I don't find it.
I'm basing it based on performance.
I'm not having any Graham Potter slander.
Like, what's the team shape? Yeah. How does that player set the team? And I kind of look at it as if that coach had the players that Man City or Manchester United have.
Exactly.
What can they do, right? So that's how I'm judging it. But in terms of just base results, for sure. Graham can get in there for sure.
We've seen what they can do, though. You give David
they can get in there too. So based on results.
Yeah, it depends on what we're talking about because to me it's a mix of things. Because yes, results matter. Yes, playing style matters. Yes, what players you currently have. And the thing is with Burnley, if you just blank out Burnley and give everyone you can pick a squad from this, everyone's probably picking Burnley's last. But yet they're never in a relegation. Yeah. They're never favorites to go down, which tells me Sean Dyche is working miracles with these men because you're not taking no one. You're not taking any. No one's taking a Band. No one's taking a Wood. No one's taking a Tarkowski or Ben Mee or Nick. Maybe Nick Pope, the goalkeeper. That's it. Nobody's talking about. You never hear transfer story.
Yeah,
Burnley player linked with someone. Yeah. You don't even hear about other teams taking Burnley players. You know what I'm saying? And that, for instance, with Brighton, you serious? You don't even hear for instance, a Brighton, a Basuma. He'll get linked with somebody. You get what I'm saying? A Fulham. Somebody might get linked with somebody.
It's just making Basuma look good as well.
Oh, is it the Potter magic? Yeah.
Yeah, Burnley's that on FIFA that all the players are grayed out. All their faces are grayed out.
Yeah, it's they're that nobody ever there's really just an afterthought in the Premier League. You forget they're never a talking point. They're never first on match of the. There's never any. McNeil scored a banger and nobody cares. You scored an absolute screamer. That's one of the best. When I seen the goal, I couldn't believe it. Man danced past Allen, Oh, have you not seen it? Yo, check it. It was Everton Burnley.
Man made Allen look like Allen, innit?
Yo, man danced past Allen. You know what I'm saying? One of the best defensive midfielders in the country, and then stuck it top bins. I couldn't believe my
Nah,
eyes.
he's not one of the best defensive midfielders.
Of course he is.
in the country.
Of course he is.
Nah, of course he is.
Who's better?
Of course he is.
Who Basuma? Basuma, yeah? You're gonna say Basuma's better than him, yeah?
Yeah, Graham Potter's made Basuma one of the best in it.
Yeah, sure. Who you got? You got Ndidi, you got Fabinho. Who else? They're the two probably.
Fernandinho.
Fernandinho.
Rice. I guess Rice could.
I don't rate Rice like that. You know what I'm saying?
Rice
Oh,
was
you're gonna
choppy
say you
today,
don't
though.
rate
At least in the
Fernandinho?
first half, he was pretty solid today.
I like Rice. Nah, I like Declan Rice. Declan Rice is great, man.
Who was it against
Did
again?
you see what he did today?
Everton. It was against Everton.
Did you see what he did today?
Yeah, let a free goal lead slip in that, and you're supposed to
No,
be
did
holding
you see
the
what Rice did when he ran through like the whole of the Arsenal?
Yeah, that was
That's
pretty
solid
cool.
that.
He should have
Yeah.
passed it to
Oh, yeah,
what's
that
his
was
name,
good. That
Antonio,
was quality. Yeah.
sooner. But
Declan Rice
Yeah,
is really good in possession. Like he's taking possession. But
Yeah,
then
yo, AO,
I
just one
prefer
second, right?
Ndidi as like an actual
Hold
BM.
up. AO, I just seen your message. Blessed for jumping on. Obviously, as part of the membership, you'll be back on next month as well. Let people know where they can find you, etc., and plug everything, etc.
Okay, well, thank you guys for letting me come on. Big up the whole Sarcasm City. I follow you guys. Yan City, Mr. Flawless, all your platforms. I see you jump on all the various platforms. Thank you for coming on. If you want to find me, YouTube is Footy Fantasy, FOOTI Fantasy, one word, on YouTube. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you guys. It was fun.
Yeah,
I had fun.
Glad you had fun,
Big
man.
up,
Big
man.
up, yeah?
Big up.
Big up.
All right.
Big
Take
up,
care.
everyone, man. Big up.
Big up.
Take
I
care,
just seen
man.
a goal and that was ridiculous.
That's what I'm saying. And the thing is with Alan as well is the DMs. I mean, the DMs in the Premier League is actually pretty high when you name them all. Like the quality. Is that the most stacked position in the league?
Nah,
You don't think it's the most
right
stacked
back,
position in the
maybe.
league?
Right back's quite stacked.
You reckon right back's more
Right
stacked?
back's quite stacked.
You reckon it's
Yeah.
more stacked than DMs though?
And I think
Think about it. You got Fernandinho, who you could put in a world class
It's-
bracket. You have Fabinho there. You have Fabinho. You have Thomas Partey. You have Ndidi. That's 4 top quality DMs.
yeah,
And then you're adding him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Assuming
you're right,
you can put in
yeah.
5. Kante 6. Who else we got? I'm probably missing somebody.
Who do we have?
Declan Rice.
I won't put him.
Right.
All right, we'll throw Declan Rice. That's
Leicester
7.
has who does Leicester have?
And Ndidi. I mentioned
Oh,
Ndidi
sorry,
already.
Ndidi, yeah.
Yeah, Ndidi's. That's 7.
Oh, geez.
Who else? That's 7. I've just named. Højbjerg 8.
Yeah, from Tottenham.
That's 8.
Yeah, you're right. Actually,
That's
Højbjerg.
8. Go on.
Yeah,
I'm sure we can
CDMs
keep going. Is there
are
someone we're
best.
forgetting? Yeah, is there someone we're forgetting? That's 8.
Who's Man
I would
United?
say quality. Hey, listen, dickhead. Shut
Fred?
up. You know what I'm saying?
I like Fred though. To be fair, I like Fred.
Look at how funny she are. You good? Wait, let Young T finish laughing in it, and then we'll
Oh.
get on in it.
I
Let her
like
finish
Fred.
laughing.
I like
Look at you in it.
I like Fred.
Are you finished laughing? Say without a big smile on your face.
I
innit?
like
You know
Fred.
what I'm saying? Look, get off your chest in it. Go on.
Any
Oh,
of
Jansen
you
full screen. The viewers are in for a treat here, innit?
can you not be quiet so I can talk? Honestly.
Oh, sorry, Jansen. Yeah.
If anyone else got the assist that he got today, you'd be raving about a good assist from your DM and that. So
Hilarious.
She actually muted me, innit?
So funny. Oh my god.
This way I get
But
treated,
yeah, I was
innit,
saying,
on this show.
let you lot in the comments in it. Let us know in it. What's the most stacked position in the Premier League? I think it might be DM. Because I said 8. I've named 8, and I'm sure am I forgetting someone? There's that many.
honestly, I would say that because I can't think
You
of
probably
too
are,
many
yeah.
right
yeah,
back
you
in
are.
the league.
What about Douglas Luiz?
Close,
Douglas
close.
Luiz and Miller.
You've not
He's
even mentioned the best one this season.
Who?
Don't say Rodri. Please do not say Rodri.
Yeah, even the best one in Manchester. It's Fernandinho. But
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
we move.
Do you know
How
what?
you gonna
Oh,
screw
no,
your face?
Rodri.
Yeah, you can't screw your face like that one.
Close second. He's a close second after Fernandinho.
Close to who? To Fernandinho.
No, close second after Fernandinho, isn't it?
I don't even think he's. I think whatever in it.
You know what? He's been good this season, though. He has.
Yeah, he's good. I just don't think. I don't think he's on the. I don't think he's on the caliber
Yeah, I
of
don't
any of the
think
8
so.
we named. I don't think he's better than any of the ones we named.
I agree.
better than Fred.
We didn't name Fred. You named Fred. Yeah, look at you stumped in it. You didn't expect that one, did you? Yeah.
Yeah, but at least we've established that Graham Potter is.
Apart from
At least
Indeed.
we've established Graham Potter's the most underrated.
Man called him Rodri is the paella Jack All Black. Yo.
That's what you know.
Oh, Jack Cole, Black.
you
That's
call
really bad.
Jack Callback.
Man is saying, but I'm trying to think, is there a DM we forgot? Because we named 8 there, all jokes aside. That's nearly half the league.
To be fair, I was just looking it up right now. Fred is actually ranked as number 6 in terms of accuracy on long balls.
So even if you throw Fred in there, that's 9.
Who's the top 5?
Top 5. So you have Ruben Neves, Rodri, Xhaka, Montino,
number 2.
Fernandinho, Fred, and Henderson.
You could add Fingy in there as well, even though he's not a DM like the type we've named, but Neves as well. That's 10.
Yeah, Neves.
Neves, we've just named 10 half the league. Is there a more stats like right backs? Who are we talking about them? If you're talking right backs, Trent,
Cancelo,
Reece James, Cancelo,
Reece James,
Lamptey, not Kyle Walker,
Wan-Bissaka, that's 5.
Lamptey, Matty Cash,
6. Who else we got?
So
who's Arsenal?
Arsenal's right back. Dead Bellerin and Cedric and that. Yeah, Arsenal don't get.
Yeah, Arsenal.
Is he a right back? Cash from Aston Villa.
Yeah, Cash. We got 6. Yeah, we named Cash as well, so that's 6.
Yeah, he's a good player. Yeah.
Kyle Walker.
2 foul at West Ham. Quite good. Oh, no, I mean Kyle Walker.
We mentioned Lamptey as well. See, that's 6. Whereas we just named 10 DMs.
Nah, man.
What's the least stacked position? Would you say? I think it's centre back.
Left back.
You reckon it's left back?
No.
Goalkeepers.
You reckon keepers the least stacked?
There's not how many world-class keepers?
Crap.
Oh, top quality. Go on, name me through. 1 sec. I'm back in a sec. I'm still listening. Go on, go through some goalkeepers, Deviant.
Ricardo Pereira from
top class. I can't.
Oh yeah, Pereira's a shout for Leicester. Yeah.
Trent.
Yeah, Pereira's a good one from Leicester.
Oh, Ricardo.
Trent. Yeah, Ricardo's good, man. I like it. He's been injured a lot though recently.
You've only really got Edison, Alisson, De Gea, Pope.
Yeah. Kasper Schmeichel. I like Martinez from Villa.
He's not in the bracket. He's not in the bracket his dad was. He's had to try and live up to his dad's name, and he's not. He's a good keeper, don't get me wrong, but he's not going to be a class keeper like Schmeichel was.
I think he's not going to be on that level. Obviously, like I don't think many keepers are on what Peter Schmeichel was on. But Kasper Schmeichel's still one of the best keepers.
Oh yeah, Mendy. How about Mendy?
You know what?
Mendy.
I think he's done.
I like Villa's keeper.
Yeah, I think Schmeichel has done pretty well. He's also won the Premier League too. So you gotta. That's
true.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I think there's a few keepers, but I think that's the least stacked. Definitely. Either that or Leicester. Because I can't.
Banter aside, I think Leicester City, they're a top club though. Banter aside, like they've been consistent in the last.
Yeah,
couple
they
of
are.
seasons, so
you probably have to say that.
To be a Leicester number 1, it means you're doing a good job.
I think it is.
We've got a lot of good managers in the league though.
Yeah, I think it is centre backs. Least stacked to me is centre backs. If you take out Van Dijk, Diaz, Laporte, Thiago Silva,
John Stones, show some respect for the best defender in the league.
That's like 4. That's it.
I ain't showed any respect to John Stones.
Mine is those 4. I've just mentioned Laporte, Diaz, Thiago Silva.
Oh yeah, the
Van
rest
Dijk.
are dead.
Everton got Holgate. Is it Holgate?
Holgate. Well, look at that.
Yeah, but he's not on the list. It's not like.
But listen, that's my whole point. Is we're talking about Holgate being the 5th, but if you look at the 5th DM, we named like I think it was Fernandinho or something off. It'd be not in order. I'm just saying when we're going through the list, we're talking Kante.
Right.
Vertonghen's pretty good though as a centre back too.
Yeah, I think old Vertonghen. Yeah, this new like as we've seen with Spurs and how defense. You just taking liberties, isn't it? You know what I'm saying? Liberties, yeah, you really.
I think we've got good managers in the league now. We've got top managers.
Say that again, Yancy. Say that again.
Imagine your centre back pairing being Eric Dyer and Lindelof.
That's terrible.
You could have that.
Look at Paul's face.
We have that. So you should thank your lucky stars you got Maguire in it because it could be worse.
No, yeah, but it could be miles better. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm looking. I'm looking ahead.
Stones, but it's not.
Yeah, it's what it is, isn't it?
We have flawless though. We have got good. The managers in the league are very good now.
You think so?
That's one thing. Like the managers.
Yeah, I think we do have some pretty good managers in the EPL right now.
Right, so let's see who we're putting in. So obviously Pep goals. We're getting Pep's in there. Who else we putting in that category?
Klopp's in there.
All right, Klopp. That's 2. They're the 2 standout ones. Yeah.
Rodgers, Brendan Rodgers.
Rodgers is 3. Yeah, Rodgers is 3. Oh yeah, I forgot about
Ancelotti.
Yeah, that's 4. That's 4.
Bielsa, you can probably say that he's
Mourinho.
decent.
I'm not putting Mourinho in there no more. Even though he's solid,
Yeah.
he's got the manner in which he's fell off.
Yeah, but in terms of reputation,
Yeah, but now we're talking about current ability in that. You know what I'm saying? Tuchel's in there, definitely. I would say that's 5.
Tuchel in
Did you
there.
say Ancelotti? Have you got Ancelotti?
Yeah, we said Ancelotti. Yeah. See, man, are saying Pep, Tuchel, Klopp, Ancelotti. You lot continue to get your questions in, not just on this and anything else as well.
Yeah.
Get your questions in. But yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Here's to it. I think there's the top tier managers that are going to go out and win trophies and stuff like that. Then you've got your managers who are overachieving. So that's the ones that have got so Moyes, I'd say having West Ham in that top 4. I know they're 5th at the moment, but having close to Chelsea, I'd say he's overachieving slightly. You know, if Leicester go and win the FA Cup, that would be slightly overachieving. I know they've won the league, but you know, with the squad that they have, you would expect the Chelsea or Man City to win that. So that would be sort of overachieving. And then you've got the ones who aren't good enough, like your Steve Bruce. I think Mourinho at the moment, you know, he shouldn't be where he is. Maybe if he wins the League Cup, it's slightly different, but he shouldn't be in that position in the league with the club that he's at. I'm not even going to say with the team that he has, because I don't really rate the team too highly. But yeah, I think, you know, he shouldn't be where he is. So I'd say he's probably underachieving at the moment. So yeah.
One of the points I also made too earlier, I found, well, this was when Frank Lampard was still Chelsea coach, was I kind of felt that the top teams had inexperienced managers, and then the mid-table teams had more experienced managers. And I think that's why we've seen that close, it's been such a close race of top 10, just because I feel it's kind of unbalanced in a way, because you had, you know, Arteta with Arsenal, Ole with Manchester United, Frank with Chelsea at the time, and then what was the 4th one? And then Mourinho, you could say, with Tottenham. So that's 4 big teams that have coaches that are maybe Mourinho might be past his prime, and then the other 3 are inexperienced. So because of that, it's created that window for the likes of Leicester City, your West Hams, to kind of get into the conversation. So I think that's what we're seeing right now is the big clubs are hiring, you know, legends of their clubs rather than going for the experience. And now we're seeing that shift of power. So at least that's what I noticed.
Yeah.
I hear that. Flawless, would you take Eddie Howe at United? Nope, absolutely not. And the bar is on the floor still. Yeah.
Eddie Howe, he's on there on the.
Say that again.
I don't know.
I think Eddie Howe would do bits to United.
Yeah, you tripping in that. I don't know where Eddie Howe based off of what, Ryan? Where is this coming from? In that?
Like I said, innit? Like Bournemouth, right? Kept them in the league for 5 years with dead ballers playing sick football. Like, what more do you want, innit?
But then they got relegated.
If you give him and Graham Potter better play,
I don't know because
relegated.
That's fine by me.
Yeah, but if you like Eddie Howe, if you give Eddie Howe and better players, they do absolute bits. I'm telling you, like, if one of them 2 managed, then we'd win the World Cup, innit? Like, I'm not even joking.
Yeah. So, okay. That's what I'm saying. And England are very, speaking of, you know, where best players are, England's attacking options are very, very good. Allow Lingard's return performance. Attacking options are 5.
Someone in the comment, man like MB in the comments says, could you see Pep managing Spain at some point? Do you know what?
Yeah, I think that'll happen.
I think he'd be the perfect manager for England. And I always say this, but he won't stay in England. So he might go. He said that he can't really stay in Manchester because of the weather. So I don't see him managing England, but he would be the perfect manager for England.
You know what?
He's going to get the best of the players.
Say that again, Deviant.
he wouldn't have to stay in England to manage England. He'd be flying around, but like he'd be looking at his players. He wouldn't have to have a base in England like he does for City.
Valid point. Like, I think he is. I agree with you, Yancy. I think Pep at England
I agree.
With the attacking options England have. Therefore, it's like someone mentioned Mourinho or international duty. JV touched on it. I think Mourinho with international football with one of them South American teams, not a Brazil or Argentina, but a Uruguay or something like that.
Uruguay,
Perfect for him. One of them physical South America. That is shit housery eyes. And Mourinho plays football to win you tournaments.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Max.
As bad as he is at Spurs, they're still in the final.
No, I think Jan's right about Pep. Like Pep can be Graham Potter's assistant.
Oh my god! What, in Spain? Yeah, Graham Potter going for Spain and that. Is that what it is?
Yeah, Pep can be Graham Potter's assistant, innit? He can be Graham Potter's assistant.
Yeah.
No, I don't want Pep to leave.
I'm
just saying that would be what England would be better off kind of trying to get, because do you know what? Even if Pep win the World Cup, he's the best out of the players, isn't it? So.
And hey, you lot, get the likes up on this video as well, man. Get the likes up, keep subscribing to the channel. Also, J Socials, I let in the middle of the shit, Sarcasm City, plug your channel and what you got going on as well. I know you ain't going anywhere, but just so the people can head over there right now. And so,
okay, yeah. So my channel is J Socials Touchline Talks, and yeah. So basically, just I cover a lot of Manchester United stuff, but also Champions League, and I do have fans from other clubs coming in to have their say as well. So yeah, it's a new channel, it's growing. So yeah, I appreciate it.
Touchline Talks?
Sorry,
is it called J Socials Touchline Talks?
Yeah. Touchline Talks. Yeah.
Subscribe.
Yeah, I'll just subscribe now. Yeah.
Well, make sure you lot do hit that subscribe button. I'm just here looking at Brighton. So Brighton have got Manchester United after the break. Then they play Everton, Chelsea, Sheffield United, and Leeds. That's a tough 5 fixtures. It's on for your man Graham Potter. Ryan. It's on for your guy, because he could lose 4 out of those 5 games.
What?
You know what I'm saying?
He won't, trust me. He's too good.
So you got Manchester United away. Obviously, you never know with United. Then you got Everton, who travel very well.
He'll win that, innit?
What, against who? All right, let's go through this, innit? All right, so I'll ask you now, Ryan. United, Brighton, at Old Trafford. What are you saying?
Draw, but he'll play you off the park.
Okay, Brighton, Everton at home. Brighton are at home.
Draw, but he'll play them off the park.
All right. Graham Potter going to move to Don Ancelotti, yeah? Might as well. All right, Chelsea at the Bridge.
Of course, no.
Chelsea at the Bridge.
I think they'll lose that, but they'll be unlucky.
All right, Sheffield United at Sheffield United.
They'll palm them.
Okay, at home to Leeds.
Brighton will win that. Graham Potter will win that.
All right, away to Wolves.
Graham Potter will win that.
Home to West Ham.
Draw.
At home to Manchester City.
Nah, in all seriousness, City will win that.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a no-brainer.
I was thinking, where's this going in it? I was like, well, this is $1 million question. The last game of the season. Right, season's almost done. Arsenal away.
Oh, they'll win that. They'll win that.
You're gonna be Arsenal, okay? See,
yeah,
so you've only got losing
do,
twice. You've only got losing twice, and that's to the teams that could finish in the top 2 in Chelsea and City. You really rate this man that highly, in it? Okay.
To be fair, Ryan, I see where he's coming from with Brighton. Yeah, I see where you're coming from with Brighton, because they play good football. They're just unlucky. They just don't have that quality.
Yeah, they just don't have the players to finish. That's it.
Yeah,
and they got he's making losers like he's got losers like Lallana in it. Like, there's only so much you can do in it. Like, at the end of the day, like, I've seen Lallana play for 5 years at Liverpool and he was crap. So, when you give him those players, if you give him better plays, he could do a madness. But what were you saying, Flawless?
Yeah, we're gonna see. Big up Lewis as well. He says, "Hey, smash the likes." I do believe he is live. I'm not sure if he's doing a WWE Fastlane watch along. I believe so. I could be wrong.
Yeah, didn't he say he was?
Yeah, big up my guy Lewis. Anyway, make sure you go subscribe to his channel.
Yeah, big up.
Catch me on his channel multiple times. You can catch him over here multiple times. Yeah, it's like with Sarcasm City. You never know who's gonna pop in. Look at the Sarcasm City podcast before this. We had 2 special guests like scheduled, and then 2 other guests popped on. You know what I'm saying? And that's how the shit runs over here. Ancelotti reached 4 Champions League finals with Milan, 2 easily, could have won more. Oh, Ancelotti are done. He's one of the most disrespected. People disrespect his run, and he's still going. He never fell off. That's what's crazy.
I don't get what you mean by. Oh, I get it. Trying to make me say that. Okay, I get it.
Yeah, look at you almost falling for it. Trying to be too. Yeah, my God. That's why I didn't put it up. I'm like, you too smart for this.
For that stuff.
That is ridiculous. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Because he said you missed my question, and I'm like, what's your question? Yeah. And then I read what he was trying to say.
Yeah, it's mad. Yeah, that's why I didn't put it up, because I seen it. Mm-hmm. See, Yusuf is saying Brighton beating Arsenal. Look, I know we're mid-table, but that's taking the piss. Go on, sell your case. Why is Graham Potter gonna do a masterclass at the end of the season?
I'll just text you.
I swear Graham Potter beat Arsenal twice last season. Why can't he do it again? Why can't he do it again? He beat us last season. And Arsenal crap anyway, so why can't Graham Potter beat Brighton? Beat us at Anfield, mind you. Everyone beats us at Anfield, but like,
that's true. Everyone wins at Anfield by Liverpool.
Graham Potter is the guy.
I might start calling you Ryan.
Yeah, you didn't win there as well. To be fair, you didn't win there as well. To be fair,
Ollie tax in it. That's why we didn't.
Yeah,
win
that's true. To be fair, yeah. Whenever you're Ollie tax that, like,
yeah, man. That's why I say to people all the time. People like United didn't do this yet. Ollie tax. I'm saying.
I actually feel bad, like, even for United fans, no one should have to go through Ollie tax. I have to be honest.
Nah, that's the heftiest tax. Go for it. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I've been through shit with Man City that you don't even imagine. So we don't go through anything. We need success for the rest of my life to make
Wait, who's this? We stuff and that. You was fine being shit, so just carry on in it. It's just a norm to you now, isn't it? You know what I'm saying?
No, good now. We don't need to be shit anymore.
Don't nah me. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like I'm back with Liverpool. I feel like I'm back to like 5 years ago. Maybe we were just finishing like 8th in these places, man. Horrible. What's
the table saying? No, I've not even checked the table. Let me actually check the table still, because Liverpool
are 6th at the moment. I think we're 6th.
97th for that, because Spurs won.
I thought we were 6th.
Nah, for a minute. Don't get ahead of yourself. Imagine you lot on top 6. You got a 7th for that. You know me? Klopp in the mud, washed. You know what I'm saying? Washed. You know me? Some washed team in that. Hella scrubby. Yeah, you know,
no one.
And the thing is, you're level on points with Everton, and Everton have a game in hand. I'm saying, right, you're only 4 points above Arsenal.
We'll finish above Everton.
You're only 4 points above Arsenal.
I think we'll finish above Everton.
And Arsenal are the bar.
Our next game is Arsenal, actually.
Ooh, that's going to be a good game.
Next game is Arsenal.
Jay Social
be a good game.
We'll kick that off. Predictions on that. Arsenal, Liverpool.
Ooh. I'll say a draw. I'll probably say 1-1.
Okay.
Because both teams, I'll say Arsenal is kind of, they're lacking defensively, and they always switch off in the first half of the game for some reason. And then they kind of get themselves back in. And then Liverpool is struggling to score. So I'm thinking it's going to be a 1-1 draw.
Fair enough. I hear that. Deviant, what you saying?
I agree with Jay Socials. Either a 1-1 draw or only like it'll be like a dead game, and then like 75th, 80th minute, someone will nick a goal. Like it'll be either 1-1 sides or a 1-1 draw, but it won't be like a good game, like loads of attacking back and forth. It'll be just a flaky, dry, drab affair that just, do you know what I mean, gets 1 goal to settle it.
Yeah, Mazza. Yo, Ryan, what you saying?
Because we're away from home, I actually think we'll win the game, because away from home, I actually haven't got any issues with us away from home the way we're playing. Like, away from home, we've been fine so far in 2021. Like, we've lost 1 game, I think, and that was Leicester. But we actually played well for most of that game, and we've won pretty much all our other away games and played pretty well. So it's at home where we've been shit, but like away we've been pretty good, and I think we'll beat Arsenal away. I have to be honest. I don't think we'll lose. I don't think we'll lose the game. I think we'll win about 2-1. I think we'll win maybe 2-1.
Yancy?
I think Liverpool will win.
Oh, here we go again. She put jinx, honestly. I knew she was going to say that.
Hey, Yan City,
jinxing
before you
us,
respond,
honestly.
hey, Ryan, go through it again because the way you ran through it, please list off all the games where Yan City said Liverpool are going to win and you've not. Keep going in that and do it in the same fashion when you was like, yeah, she said
we were going to beat. She said we were going to beat Fulham easily. She said we were going to beat Fulham easily. Loss. Everton easy. Win against Everton easily. Loss. Win against Leicester. Loss. Win against Brighton. Loss. Win against Burnley. Loss. Win against Chelsea. Loss. Win against. There was another one in it. Like there was another one. Oh, what was it?
My.
She said we were going to beat City at Anfield. Loss. She said we were going to beat Anfield. Loss. You know, fucking. The only time she said we were going to win was against Sheffield United, but that don't even count. Because, like, it's Sheffield United, so like he's a jinx. Like,
Oh wow.
Go on, Jan.
if she keeps doing this, I'm going to say wrong.
We're going to win 3-2 Liverpool.
3-2 Liverpool. Okay, I'm actually, you know what, surprisingly agreeing with Yan City. Liverpool's away form has been decent. Arsenal, as much as I trolled them, Arteta does have them defensively solid, but they're just not a good side individually. They're just really not. And there's the reason that, look at the table. That tells you how good of a side they are. They've lost more games than they've won. That tells you how good a side they are. So yeah, I can see Everton. I can see Liverpool beating them 2-1. Definitely, I can see it. A draw wouldn't surprise me, but imagine. What's mad is no one's picked an Arsenal win. That tells you how highly we all rate Arsenal. Because no one person has picked an Arsenal win. Nobody even give a shout like I can see an Arsenal win. That's the most unlikely result. It's a Liverpool win to me or a draw.
I said 1 goal either way. That's all you get.
Yeah, that's it. You know what I mean? Deviant gave you to get me the sympathy vote and that. Flawless, you said you take Ancelotti. What makes you think he wants to work with joke men like Fletcher, the Glazers, and Ed Woodward? Yo, Cash. That's why.
Downgrading, mate.
Yeah. Hey, listen, less of that. You get me? But he's upgrading in terms of club and that. This is a guy who's managed all of the big clubs across Europe. So why would he not want to add Manchester United to his CV?
They're in a new stadium there. They've got a project going. They've got money.
But no disrespect.
Like,
I hear that. But you know what the difference is? It's Everton. We're still in name only.
You know what, though? You know what? It's funny that you say that, though, because I remember when Pep was available. Well, he wasn't even available, and everyone was saying Pep would never pick Man City over Man United. Why would he go to a club with no history? He's clearly going to go to Arsenal or Man United. It's between the two, and he came to City. So that's all I'd say. Like, it's not one of them. He's probably happy where he is. I'm not saying he would never, ever leave. Because I'd take Ancelotti if Pep left. Do you know what I mean? I would take him, but I don't think he would join City, and that's City. Do you know what I mean? Because he's probably happy at Everton right now.
He'd be happy, but like I'm saying, when he sees all them zeros on that check, he's gonna be like, I'm out. Simple as that. The prestige and that to restore this great club to what it was. Manchester United might not be good, but in terms of name, we still have that pull. And with Everton, there's no contest. Yes, it's a great project, but if they go put them zeros on that check and say, yo, and sell him the dream, he'll be on it. To me, I think he will. He's managed every big club. I think literally England's the only place he's not managed a massive club, and that's no disrespect to Chelsea. But everywhere else he's been, he's managed at one of the top clubs. Like whether it's in whether it's in Italy, whether it's in Germany, whether it's in Spain. And I think he would add Manchester United to that. Definitely. That's me. Chelsea and Everton don't match up to AC Milan and Bayern Munich. And Real. Yeah, he's a good manager as well. Yeah, go on, Jim.
Yeah, my only take with Ancelotti is I kind of see Yan City's point in that I think he's kind of done. You know, he's been like at the top level for so long that he's kind of done it all. And I think he's at a point in his career where he's like, you know what? I'm okay to kind of step back from the limelight and just go with a project that is promising, but there isn't that much pressure. I feel like if he comes to Manchester United, there's just going to be so much pressure on him and the project that he might not look as good as how he looks at Everton, just because no one is expecting much from him at Everton. So with that, he has the time and they have the resources to kind of be patient with him to see that growth, versus Manchester United, 1 or 2 seasons, we're not as patient as an Everton fan. So I think he's probably at that point in his career where he's like, I'm at the twilight of my career. I want something that's not too stressful, not too chaotic, but I still have a big say and I can still push that club to the right direction.
I hear that.
I see that Ancelotti.
Yeah. And that's why I respect him so much, because when he took it, I'm like, yo, you're Ancelotti. You're big Don Carlo. Like, you don't have to do this. But the fact that he's gone there with a plan and a project and you can see what they're trying to do, I'm like, I rate this. Because you could easily just go manage Italy and be calm. Juventus, you got Pirlo out here stinking up the gym in Turin. He could easily go Juventus or something like that. He could easily go to an AC Milan type of thing or any big club. But he's like, you know what? Let me go Everton. And you can see what he's trying to do. Oh, Yusuf, my bad. You've won one more game than you've lost. My apologies, in it. You've won 12, lost 11. My apologies. I didn't know, in it. My bad. That's on my behalf, in it. You know what I'm saying? So you got 12 wins and 11 losses in a league season, in it. Hats off to you lot, in it. Hats off to you lot out here doing bits and that. That's why you man are 9th. Yeah.
I wanted to ask Ryan, would you take Steven Gerrard as Liverpool coach?
No.
I don't know if you guys have covered this already, but I'm actually pretty curious to know if Liverpool fans will take Steven Gerrard.
Hey, he plays better football at Rangers.
A lot of them are just...
He plays better football at Rangers than frigging Graham Potter does at Brighton. What you gotta say about that?
Oh no, Paul, stop trolling, man. Stop trolling, in it. Like, nah, a lot of Liverpool fans would, because a lot of our fan base are quite sentimental and pathetic. A lot of them, to be fair. So like, they would take Steven Gerrard because of the sentiment and because they have no ambition. But man, I don't want Steve. I want a manager appointed based on the fact that he's a good manager and he's the best manager, not the fact that he played for the club. Like, I don't want any manager appointed based on their past affinity to a club. I just want the best manager. Like we appointed Jurgen Klopp. We appointed the best manager for the job, one of the best managers in the world. He had no affinity to Liverpool, and look how that's turned out. It's turned out great. And nah, Steven Gerrard, like, if Liverpool appoint Steven Gerrard, and it will happen one day, I know it will, it shows that they haven't learned their lesson from Lampard and Ollie, because that's not working out. Lampard didn't work out at Chelsea, obviously. Ollie's probably not going to work out at United. So they wouldn't have learned their lesson. And Gerrard would just like, I'll be honest, like if Gerrard comes into Liverpool, like wanting to do well, but the first sign I see things going wrong and he's not the man, I'll be the first saying Gerrard out. Like, I don't give a shit, in it. Like, all I want is my team winning trophies. I couldn't even give a shit about Gerrard losing his legendary status, to be honest. Like, if he comes and he loses it, it's his own fault, really.
Yeah, that does make sense.
Yeah, I don't want him. I don't want him.
Yeah, I hear that, man. You lot get the likes up continue as well. So you're saying no. Even if he wins the, like, say for instance, Rangers do win the Europa League, then would you look at him different?
No, because
even if he wins the Europa League.
No, I want the best man. Well, obviously I want Klopp to stay, but I want the best manager who can do the best job. And Gerrard, I don't think will do that. And it's like what I said, the club should be appointing managers based on how good they are, not based on past affinity to the club. And, you know, like I said, we've learned our lesson from what Lampard and Ollie have done at their job so far. And it's like, the days, because I know it's going to happen, like I said, Steven Gerrard will be Liverpool manager one day. The day it happens, I'm giving away my season ticket. Like, I don't care, innit?
Man's not.
You know what though?
Oh,
you know
that's
what?
serious.
I can't get behind that appointment. I genuinely can't get behind that appointment.
Do you know what it is though? Because it's like, it's one of them things. Like, obviously, everyone. I'm sure Chelsea fans wanted Lampard to come and do really, really well and stay, and you know, because I would love in the future to see like a company or a Yaya Toure manage Man City and win stuff. But it's like, you don't want that whole situation where they come in, they don't do well, and then you've got to say, "Our company out" or Yaya out or whatever. So I do get where Ryan's coming from, but I don't know. It's interesting because like some of the best managers.
It's not even that, like.
Yeah, but I think if did what Pep did, because Pep won like a treble in his first season or something daft at Barcelona, but he's a Barcelona fan, ex-player. Do you know what I mean? So that's the dream, but that doesn't happen in many circumstances. Do you know what I mean? Like Man United's best manager before Fergie was an ex-Liverpool and City player. He never played for Man United. So it's like, you know, it's like they have a statue of a Man City and Man United player outside, you know, who never ever played for Man United just because he was the best manager before Fergie. So it's one of them things, like sometimes it's the manager that you kind of least expect that gets the most success from your team. Whereas someone like Gerrard, who you would expect to do well, might not. So I don't know.
But why do we? But what makes us think that he's going to do well? What signs have you seen? Like he's going to do well. He won a Scottish League, big deal in it. Like congratulations to him in it. But like, I didn't. You know what? I didn't even want him to win that. I really didn't want him to win that title because like it's just made our stupid fans believe that he's won the Scottish League. He's going to be the right man for the job. Like shut up, innit? Like the Scottish League. League. Get a grip in it. Get a grip in it.
You know what? To be fair though, like Guardiola took over one of the best like Barcelona teams in history. Like that was the same Spanish team that destroyed the World Cup, the Euros. I mean, the Euros, World Cup, and another Euros. So, not saying that Pep doesn't deserve his credit. I just feel like it's totally different team. It's kind of like what Ayo said about Ole wanting to, put players in their right positions and just let them play. Barca had the players to do that. So I can see Pep winning the treble. But when you look at this Liverpool team, I don't think it's going to be the same. It's not going to be the same outcome because you just don't have those players. I think that Barcelona team was just totally different, that a lot of experienced coaches or decent coaches would have done a good job with that team. So it's a bit different too. So I see Ryan's point with it. I don't think it will work out with Liverpool and Steven Gerrard either.
But when people say like, is it because you don't want him to ruin his legendary status? Like, I couldn't even give a shit about that. Like, if he ruins it, he ruins it. Like, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it, innit? Like, I'm not going to lose any sleep over. Steven Gerrard ain't a legend anymore. Like, oh my god, like get a grip in it. What I care about winning trophies. Like, I love Steven Gerrard obviously like as a legend, but I'm not like crazy about him in it. Like, I honestly thought he was overrated at times. To be fair, like I prefer Xabi Alonso as a player personally. So
Xabi Alonso
it's not going to bother me.
He's one of the most underrated in the Premier
clear
League.
of Gerrard, man.
Ooh, I wouldn't say clear.
Facts, bro. Because
I say clear,
I think he was. I think he was.
And Xabi Alonso,
Xabi Alonso carries Steven Gerrard.
I think
what happened when Xabi Alonso left Liverpool?
Say again, Yancy. Say again.
I think it's the slip on the halfway line.
Oh yeah, that's still
It weren't even that. Like, yeah, but do you know? What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, God. But you know what? Yeah, but you know what? It weren't even. I always say like his slip, right? It weren't even unlucky because he slipped because the guy got the ball, didn't look up, miscontrolled it, and then because he miscontrolled it, he slipped. Like it was his own fault. Like
it was his own fault. Yeah, it wasn't unlucky.
Like, I literally have no. It was his own fault. It weren't. It weren't.
Brilliant, man.
The grass was slippery. Like
I love it
because he miscontrolled the ball.
Yeah, it was like you said. It wasn't even raining. It was sunny that day, fam.
It was a lovely day that day.
It was a lovely day.
Weather. I remember that day. It was a lovely day.
Great.
It was a lovely day.
Couldn't happen to a night.
Didn't end well, innit?
And what's even great, he said in the huddle, "This does not slip now." You know what I'm saying? And then he slipped. You know what I'm saying? That's what man said.
Yeah, but Xabi Alonso.
This does not slip now.
When Xabi Alonso left, Gerrard's game declined.
Yeah, because Xabi
Alonso. When Xabi Alonso left, Gerrard's game declined.
I've seen.
I think that was also because he became the Bruno of Liverpool at that time, because you guys didn't really have anyone that was solid. I think Xabi Alonso was a better player, but I don't think it was that much difference because where I really put respect.
I think it just depends what you like in a player.
Yeah, but I just felt he was versatile. I just felt he was just like he was someone that you could rely on to long range shots,
Steven Gerrard,
headers, like just so many different things that he could.
He was versatile. Yeah.
Sorry.
He was versatile. He was versatile because he was a great athlete, so it enabled him to play in right wing, centre mid, cam, all these positions because he was such a good athlete. But then obviously when you saw him get older, you saw his game decline, and that whereas with the Paul Scholes, the reason why I always think Paul Scholes was better than him was because Paul Scholes, as he got older, his game didn't really decline. Like he still, performed at an elite level, whereas Steven Gerrard didn't as he got older because he relied more on his athletic ability. That's why I think Gerrard was overrated. To be fair, like I do think he was overrated. I'm not saying he was still a top midfielder. I'm not going to deny that. Maybe saying Xabi Alonso was clear of Steven Gerrard is probably too far, but like he was definitely better in my opinion.
That's like your Graham. It's like your Graham Potter.
He was definitely. Yeah. That Graham Potter thing in wild, man. You just think it, isn't it? Xabi Alonso. I think Xabi Alonso was better than him. Like he was better than Gerrard. I think
Stevie should have gone to Real Madrid when they came knocking. He should have, because I think that's part of it too. Is when you stay in a club and don't really win anything, it kind of taints your career as well too. Kind of like Harry Kane at Tottenham.
Yeah.
I think because I remember when Real Madrid wanted Steven Gerrard. I feel if he went then we might be having a whole different conversation too of who Steven Gerrard is as a player, right? So, yeah, it's a tough one.
Yeah, I was saying that yesterday on the
I get what you mean.
Because I was saying like Harry Kane has scored so many goals, but I feel like as a player, you want to like. It's kind of like we were having a discussion on the earlier stream about like Grammys and stuff and like what they mean, and a lot of people will like say, "Oh, if you win a Grammy, it means you're the best," but that's not necessarily true. You can win a Grammy and you're not as good as other people that don't win it, And I think, like, footballers will always look at, okay, great, individual awards is great. It's nice to win the Golden Boot. It's nice to win this and that. But the thing is, they're always going to want that sort of reward. So at the end of a season, a reward is a trophy. That's what players play for. So if you play in all 4 competitions, you hope to win at least one of them competitions that you're playing in. So I think with Harry Kane, like Phil Foden, right? If we win the league this season, Phil Foden will win his 10th trophy. He's 20 years old. That's not including if we win anything else. That's just the Premier.
That's mad.
And then you've got Harry Kane, who's been scoring 30 goals a season every season for Spurs, who hasn't won anything. And it's like, even if he wins something this season, it'll be the League Cup, which is the least ranked trophy, apart from the Community Shield, which isn't even a trophy. So it's one of them things where, as a player, is he going to look back at his career and think, I won a League Cup? Like, I just don't think for a player as good as he's been, I don't think that's good enough. And I don't think he will be satisfied with that at the end of his career. So it's...
You do need one of the big 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do need one of the big 2, the Premier. That's why Steven Gerrard, like, he has got a Champions League trophy. Even though he hasn't got the Prem, he's got a Champions League, and he's also got like 2 FA Cup, 3 League Cups, a UEFA Cup on top of that.
Exactly.
So when you do win one of the big 2,
he's won stuff. It's just he didn't win the Prem, but there's loads of players that won the Champions League, so he's still in a category that other people aren't in. So yeah.
It's kind of like Ryan Giggs, right, from Manchester United. It's like, one of the best players of his generation, but he's never really spoken, in the international stage. Like, he's never really that classified as a top player on the world stage just because he never played in an international tournament. So right off the bat, it's just like, okay, you did great for Manchester United, but the world never got to see you play on the biggest stage, the World Cup or the Euros. So I feel that kind of puts a little like X in his career as well as a player.
I mean, kind of, but it's not to be like it's your country. You don't expect Wales to reach the final of the World Cup, innit? Like, if it was an Argentinian player who we were talking about, you would you would get to see them, but you can't expect Wales to be at the World Cup finals, the Euros finals. So it's like the same with Gareth Bale.
Yeah. I think, like, obviously, it depends what you want as a player, because some people want to be known as a loyal player who's stuck with one team, like Tati. Players like want to, even Messi, like, he would love to spend his whole career at Barcelona, and I think he will now. I think he'll stay and he'll spend his whole career there. And it's nice, you know, and he's won everything there is to win while being there. So Messi's had a successful career. Like, people might slate him now, saying he's fallen off a little bit or whatever, but he's still done the entire career mode with every single trophy there is, you know, to win. So it's one of them things. Like Mbappe, people talk about Mbappe. He's nearly completed football, if we're being honest. If he wins the Champions League this year, he's completed football pretty much at his age. So
That's true.
It's one of them things. I don't think, like, people talk about Messi not winning the World Cup. Like, a lot of these English players over the years that have been good also haven't won the World Cup. You know, a lot of these players also haven't won the World Cup. So it's not something that every single player wins, you know.
Yeah.
So there's always sort of gaps in people's CV. Like David Silva, he's won the World Cup, he's won this, that, and the other, but he never won the Champions League. You know, so it's one of them things where there's always going to be like a gap. There's very few players that have won absolutely everything there is to offer. So,
yeah, that's a great point actually, because someone had the debate about if Mbappe versus Haaland, who's going to have a more successful career, and I said it's just going to be Mbappe just by default of he's on the French team versus Haaland is on the Norwegian team.
Yeah,
I don't care how good he is.
Yeah,
I don't see Norway winning the World Cup or Euros anytime in our generation, right? So in our lifetime. So I think just by automatic default, Mbappe is just going to be a more successful soccer player just based on his French, right? So
I think that's what it is as well. Because if you play for like a France, I think Portugal have a very good chance, because if you think of the players in Portugal, you've got people like Ruben Diaz that are only 23.
You got the goal as well.
Quite young as well. You've got João Felix. You've got Ronaldo's still there. Obviously, he's at the end of his career, but he's still there right now.
Exactly, the GOAT.
So this is like a team that could potentially do something. You know, people talk about Belgium because Belgium have a quality squad on paper. So these sorts of teams, you do have more of a chance than sort of joining, or a Germany, you have more of a chance of winning with these sorts of teams than joining, you know, like Congo. You know, you might have a good career, but it's not going to be like you winning the World Cup. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it just
I'm nervous for Portugal. I'm actually nervous for Portugal. Yeah. Still have a grudge with Portugal because they stole that 2016 World Cup, but no one's talking about it. Yeah. So, I mean, sorry, the 2016 Euros, not World Cup. Euros, yeah.
But I think, you know what? It's one of them things. I think it just depends. But I just think as a player, for a player as good, because people thought I was throwing shade at Harry Kane, which I wasn't. I was actually saying
you weren't, Phil. You weren't.
For a player that good, he should have a trophy. Do you know what I mean? Because yes, loyalty to Tottenham is great, but it's like ultimately at the end of his career, he's going to look back on it and say, "Oh God, I wish I'd left." People do it all the time. You get players that will say, "I wish I'd left." You know, I really love the club, but I wish I'd gone here and I wish I'd gone there. And you know, I just think he needs a trophy. And by a trophy, I don't mean the League Cup. You know, like I said, you've got the likes of Phil Foden that have 3 League Cups in 3 years. So it's like for him to have a whole career and only have a League Cup, it's not really enough. And I think he needs to make the decision what he rates highly, because I can't see Spurs winning the Premier League next season. I can't see them winning it the year after, and I can't see them winning it the year after that. By then, he's probably going to have retired. So it's like he's probably got 3 years left. Are they going to win the Champions League? No, probably not. Europa League, maybe next season they might have a chance of that. But again, it's all going to be down to him again, him and Son, you know. So I don't know. I think for his sake, he should leave, you know. I really do.
And go where? Yeah. Where would you say he's best to get a decent end to his career?
Do you know what? It's mad because one, Tottenham are not going to want to let him go. So the price is going to be insane. So there's only certain clubs that can afford him. I don't think they're going to want to sell him to a Premier League side.
Rumor has it though. I heard a rumor today saying that he wants out.
He will.
Rumor said Kane himself that he wants out.
He
which
will.
I was surprised about. You reckon so? He's one of them. He gives me Alan Shearer vibes in terms of he won't move.
No,
That's what I get from him.
I think he'll go.
Agreed.
I think he's going to look at his career and see other players winning. Like Origi has a Champions League medal. Like, that's no disrespect, but it's like
It's all disrespect, but we
Harry
move.
Kane shouldn't have less trophies than Origi. Like, come on now, seriously. And the thing is, I don't know where he'll go because I don't know who will buy him. Like, obviously, he's been linked with like Chelsea.
It's a risky move because of his injury.
There's only certain clubs that you can go where you guaranteed a trophy as well. That's the thing. So it's where he's guaranteed. But yeah, I don't know. And I don't think runners-up medals really matter.
Okay, so let's break it down because you touched on it there where you said it's going to be expensive. Let's talk about who can. So let's just put 120 million price tag on him. Who could afford him? I think Manchester City can afford him. I think Chelsea can afford him. I think Manchester United can afford him.
Maybe Real Madrid. I know they're having.
All right, we'll throw Real Madrid in there. That's 4. Is there anyone else? PSG?
PSG,
yeah, I'll say PSG.
So
Munich,
they're the 5 we're saying. Munich 6.
can probably
So we're saying Bayern Munich.
Bayern Munich would want to get him for like 50.
Yeah, we're saying Bayern Munich.
Yeah, but Bayern Munich are probably one of the best run clubs. I don't think they'd take the risk of paying that much money for him, especially with his injury record.
So you're saying Bayern Munich, PSG, Real Madrid, Chelsea, City, United. They're the 6 clubs we're saying. All right, let's talk about realistically where he's going. City, do they need a 9? Yeah, that makes sense. To him, to City, to me, I'm not saying it happens. I'm saying it makes sense. It's logical. Him to Chelsea, is that logical with their rivalry? If you offer the bag again, yes, it makes sense.
Yeah, I think he would go there.
Him to Manchester United.
It's not Tottenham to Arsenal though. It's Tottenham to Chelsea.
Nah, they hate each other. No, they hate each other with a passion. Though.
Yeah, but I think.
Yeah, no, but Tottenham Arsenal is like the
players quite a lot.
Tottenham Arsenal is still like a bigger one.
Chelsea fans joining Arsenal, like that's. It's less likely in like a Manchester. Do you know what I mean?
And people in the comments don't get it misconstrued. We're just saying where could he realistically go? We're not saying it's going to happen. So Chelsea makes sense. United and City, all 3 of them make sense. Real Madrid, I don't see.
I don't see it now.
I don't see him going there, but I think Mbappe will go there, like we said.
That's more likely. I can see them trying to go get a Neymar or an Mbappe or a Haaland just because it's Real Madrid. Like that's typical what they do. Like. They'll try to, what's great? People always talk about the Galacticos, and the Galacticos were nothing. But go on, DV. What was you going to say? People talk about like it's a successful run. Well, go on.
Madrid, obviously, Madrid like go and pick the cream of the crop and that like most of the time and that. But they bought Owen Hargreaves. Owen wasn't. He was all right. He weren't top class, and they was like, yeah, we'll have you. Like they might see Harry Kane and go, yo, you might do bits over that. Yeah, we'll just grab you and get like a couple of appearances through the season, 2-3 seasons. He gets 2 league trophies, one cup thing, and then retires from Spain.
I hear that. So we're saying Real Madrid, but saying that. All right, PSG is another one we named. I don't see that.
I don't see the PSG.
I don't see it.
I don't see PSG. It just big up Indiana also. Make sure you subscribe to First XI people. So we're saying PSG. And who was the 6th team we mentioned? Bayern Munich again.
I think Munich is, to me, that's like picture perfect.
I don't think Bayern Munich. I don't think
that's
okay. Go on, Jay. You give us your why you think it's picture perfect, and then everyone else will have their say on it because this is interesting. Go on.
I don't really have it's not like as great analysis or anything, but I just feel I kind of see Kane, and I feel he fits that. Him and like Lewandowski have a similar style of play, right? And I feel like, especially like Munich, they're guaranteed to win. Lewandowski and Müller need to get replaced soon. So I think to me that's the only like reasonable place to go because right now, I don't think Manchester United. I don't think we necessarily need a Kane. Then you do have the other teams that we've mentioned. I feel like they already have their targets set. So to me, the only outlier is Munich. And I feel like his style of play will fit them better as well.
No, I hear that.
And he might get less injuries too in the German league as well. Less physical.
With Real Madrid, sorry, not Real Madrid. I think with Bayern Munich, the only problem they'd have is he's going to be 28 at the end of the season. And Lewandowski is in his early 30s. So I feel like they would see it as we're going to have to replace both of these guys in the next 5 years. So that's why I think they'll go for someone like a Haaland, who they can say, okay, Lewandowski's this age. We'll get Haaland, maybe loan him back to Dortmund. You know what they do? They do that weird shit. and then try and like get him when they need him, you know. But I'm hoping that Man City go for Haaland. Whether we get him or not, I don't know. But I hope we go for him because he's just so clinical. And the problem with Man City squad is they're not always clinical enough. So that's what I'd want. But I don't think he's the ideal pet player. But people like João Felix, who probably would fit Man City more, he's on a 7-year contract, so he's not getting out of that.
One thing I will say about João Felix, what's his release clause?
It's something ridiculous, like
Was it like 200 and odd mil?
Yeah, it's something.
Okay.
It's just he ain't going. He ain't
going nowhere.
Yeah.
One thing I will say on the Bayern Munich thing, I think that's the most realistic non-Premier League option. Down I look at it. I don't think it will happen, but I think he's the most realistic over a PSG, over a Real Madrid also. But a City makes sense, a Chelsea makes sense, a United makes sense. I just don't know. I don't know if they're paying the money.
None of that.
Actually, we never mentioned Juventus. I know they don't necessarily have the money, but they seem to always figure out a way to have a swap deal. And I think Tottenham could benefit from a couple of players as well. And also the Italian league, you can play to your 45.
Yeah, that's cool.
They like older players there, don't they, as well?
Yeah. Well, are you spot on still? That is definitely.
That is a shout.
Yeah. Personally, I don't see him going anywhere simply because I don't see, even if he's come to the flush, I don't see anybody putting up the cash because, like you said, not only the age thing with Kane, it's the money as well. You know what I'm saying? It's the age you're paying 120 million. I'm sorry, not the money as well. It's the age thing, the money, injuries as well. That's what it is because he seems to get injured.
Is a big thing.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he's injured prone. He's injured.
Premier League teams, like you say, would probably go for him because they know what he can do. But I feel like other countries, they'd be like, why are we going to buy this guy, you know, who basically could get injured next month? We're going to be paying him shitloads of money to come. His wages are probably going to be high as well. So, yeah, I agree with you. I think he's kind of stuck there. I think like with João Felix, I think he's stuck at Spurs because no one is realistically going to want to pay that amount of money to get someone that's 28 years old that may or may not stay fit. Like, I know it's a risk as it is, you know. I don't know. Sometimes people do. Like, we bought Gundogan when he was injured. We bought an injured Gundogan because Pep wanted him, and that was the first player that he wanted. And he came in and he was like, no, I'll take Gundogan injured or not. And we had to wait for him to get fit. So it does happen. But, yeah, I think for Kane's sake, he needs to leave, but it's whether he can leave.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's realistic. You know what I mean?
No, I hear that. You lot, like I said, continue to get your questions and get the likes up as well, man. Why the likes so goddamn low? You lot are joke as well. We've just gone over 50. I was about to be like, why we're not over 50? So yeah, get us to 60. Make sure you subscribe to Yancy, ENT, J Socials, Touchline Talks. Make sure you follow everyone across their platforms. Also, yeah, Chelsea do love those players. Say in Indiana, Chelsea loves those players, Falcao and Torres. Yeah. Okay, Chorus A says, in terms of system, which suits Kane's style of play the most? Manchester City to me. The City.
Yeah,
out of the teams we named, out of United, City, Chelsea, Bayern Munich.
If Man City goes for Kane over Haaland, then how are we good?
Oh yeah, you're gonna hit the roof.
You know.
Oh yeah, City's gonna explode.
Yeah. Like no, Kane would be great for Man City. I'm not disputing that, but I will be pissed.
I would be happy because that means that United has a better chance of scooping him at that point.
Interesting, isn't it? Like I say, I'm going to be watching him closely. Then this is a lovely segue, absolutely smooth segue.
Yeah, flawless history's doubts over Haaland.
Yeah, I'm just reserving judgment because everyone's crowned this guy king. Everyone's crowned.
People are overhyping him.
You're moving him when he matches up Man City. Trust me. I would a problem and a half. I can tell you that.
You're gonna palm them, Jan.
Here's the thing. I love any player who mashes up Manchester. Hey, listen. I love any player that mashes up Manchester City. That's the bar below. That's nothing to do with Haaland.
Have you seen Leon Haaland? He's a big guy, you know. He's built on the back. Trust me.
I'd have him over Salah.
So's Lukaku, you know, when we move. I'm saying.
Nah.
So's Lukaku. Like, that's why I'm just, like I said, I'm not saying he's bad people. Don't people getting it misconstrued what I'm saying. I'm just saying, before I'm crowning this guy king, I'm just reserving judgment to see what he does. He's not even had a full season at Dortmund yet. I'm like, all right, let me see what, because there's so many.
You know what's funny though? if we went out of the Champions League against Dortmund, it could potentially be Haaland versus Mbappe.
And Mbappe gonna wash him.
Final.
How they dare they talk to my guy?
That would actually be a good final.
Talk to my guy Kylian, who has a whole World Cup medal.
Final, but that's if Bayern Munich go out. If not, it's going to be Haaland Lewandowski or Mbappe Lewandowski.
Hella disrespectful to my guy Kylian. You know, this guy killer Kylian. Man has a whole Champions League winners medal.
Yeah, Kylian's still clear of him, man.
Yo, man has a whole Premier League winners Premier League. We can tell I'm tired. World Cup winners medal. Man was 19. He was 19, and man was the main man. He wasn't no side dish in that. He was the main guy. And Griezmann was there. And this was Atletico Madrid Griezmann. People underestimate that. Like, you weren't just the side, you were the go-to guy. You know what I'm saying? That. And you were playing with Griezmann, who was at Atletico, not Barcelona Griezmann. We don't know him. This is Atletico Griezmann, who's supposed to be the next guy. Don't put some respect on my guy Kylian in it. I hate this disrespect.
Ain't no one dissing Kylian. Like I said, when Mbappe joins Man City, he'll have a Premier League.
Listen, that's not happening. I'd rather Haaland go there. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
I'd have both of them over Salah any day of the week.
You in the Salah team?
I'd have both of them over Gabby. You know, I'm not saying something.
Yeah.
Eddie, I'd have Salah over Gabby. I'm not gonna lie.
It's a mazel. But we'll start with you, Deviant, because we touched on this before. But obviously, Champions League quarterfinals. So give us your thoughts on the draw. We'll start with City Dortmund, actually. Who do you see going through and why?
Dortmund edge only because of the experience. City's squad is probably better equipped, but Dortmund don't get me wrong, they're not like experienced, but in terms of getting to the Champions League and getting through knockout games against tough opposition, I think they've got that, whereas City's standing isn't that good. But it's not saying that they can't do it, but with the previous of Dortmund, I think they've just got it in the bag, but not by a hefty margin, either away goals or one goal.
Okay, so you're saying Dortmund and that surprising. Yeah, I mean, it's like
I said, I don't believe it to be a wash, not by any means, just a close one.
Okay, because we had, when me and Jan City de Giada meets man, them bare German fans popped up in the comments and talking about, Dortmund got the easy draw and that. You know, wilding, they were wilding in the comments, speaking German and that, and we're like, we're sick to the channel. The Bundesliga is a cold league. Why are you disrespecting it? Because I said something about Frankfurt beating Bayern Munich, and they were like, you don't know about Frankfurt, and I'm like, they're just not a great side, and all them things there. Same to you though. We'll go to you, Jay, in terms of City Dortmund. Who do you see going through and why?
That's a tough one. That's actually, I don't think it's going to be a wash. Obviously, we're going to see how good Stones and Diaz are against Sancho and Haaland. It's a tough one. I'll go with City just because it's City. But knowing City's luck in the Champions League, I just feel like that Champions League is like the kryptonite. And I just feel like there's so much pressure in City this year to win the Champions League that they might bottle it. So, but just based on skill, I would go with City.
All right, so you're saying City Dortmund. We'll go back. We'll stay with you, Jay, actually. This one's, I'm guessing it's pretty straightforward, but could be wrong. Porto, Chelsea?
I'll say Chelsea, yeah.
Chelsea. I thought so.
If they play their cards right, I'll say Chelsea.
Deviant, same?
Yeah, Chelsea on that one.
You're saying Chelsea. I thought that'd be pretty. All right, the big one. You know what I'm saying? The big one. PSG Bayern. Deviant.
I do think that PSG can make it, but Bayern are them guys. Like when I started watching football in Bayern. 98 and that like 99, Bayern were them guys then, and they're still them guys now. So like I don't want to say, Bayern. Nah, these men have just been suplexing for like 20 years straight, and we just like, all right, cool. But PSG's talent, and especially Mbappe, he's different. He's not regular footballer. He's like you saying about Ronaldo and Messi. He's the next in that conversation, and Bayern haven't got anyone who can marshal that and keep that under control properly. I don't think.
All right, so you saying
PSG,
Bayern? You think PSG?
but a close one again.
Okay.
I can't see any of the ties being washes apart from maybe Porto, Chelsea, but all the others will be close.
Yeah, I hear that. Same to you, Jay. Bayern, PSG.
That's a tough one. I will go with PSG, and the reason is because when you looked at the finals of last year, it was a close one. I think Munich was more organized, but when you looked at Paris, they did lose. They didn't take advantage of a lot of their chances. So I think the finals just kind of got to them last year, but I feel this year they're under a different manager. They seem to have a more fluid system to their play. So I would say Paris this time around because they have a point to prove, and I think they will finish their chances this year versus last year, whereby first time in the finals, and I think they just got to them.
All right, and the last one, Liverpool, Real Madrid. Jay, we'll start with you.
I'll say Real Madrid. I've been watching Real Madrid all season, and I think there's something about Real Madrid that is just, even though when they're having the worst of times, they just figure out a way to just get out. Like even look at the group stage whereby we thought they were crashing out of the Champions League, and they just found a way to dig deep and make it happen. So I would say Real Madrid. And sorry, Ryan, Liverpool. I just feel like I
already know we're going out.
Going on.
Wait, just a quick one. Yancy, who have you got for that one word answer? Who have you got for Liverpool, Real Madrid?
Who I think's going to win?
Yeah, who's going through?
Liverpool.
Oh yeah, Real Madrid are going through then. Go on, Deviant.
Jinx, I'm telling you, she's doing it again.
She's doing it again.
Well, no, it's going to happen. Wait, I want an apology when Liverpool get through.
She's doing it again.
If Gabby's not that,
I'll give you 10 apologies if that happens. I'll give you 10 apologies if that happens on screen.
You know what,
I'll give you 10 apologies live on stream if that happens.
You don't rate Gabby, yeah? You do not rate Gabby. You think Gabby is shit. Gabby scored.
What's Gabby got to do with anything?
Because he knocked them out. He
Good
scored
for him.
to knock them out. So if he can do it,
we're forgetting though, Liverpool do have Liverpool.
Yeah, exactly.
That's now Dini Phillips and Virgil van Kabak, fam. Yeah, we put some respect on them man's
Phillips
names.
and Dopey Kabak against Benson.
No, Virgil van Kabak. Say his full title.
Oh,
fam.
don't.
Virgil van Kabak.
Dopey Kabak.
His full title.
Dopey Kabak. That's
Virgil van VVK. You know what I'm saying? Virgil van
He's
Kabak.
going to score. You know what? Because of that, the back's going to score the winner.
He's going to score.
He is.
Now you're jinxing it more, man.
And Naldini Phillips. You know what I'm saying? Paolo Naldini. Are you mad? You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
you crazy. Yo, Deviant, last one on you before we get to who are you going to win? Who you think's going to get to the final and win it? Real Madrid, Liverpool. Who you see going through?
I think Madrid only because I'm pretty sure that Madrid's record against English clubs in the Champions League is quite good. I think, and I can't see Liverpool.
A lot of teams are good.
Let me check that. I think you're right. You know, that's a great.
I don't think any English team has beaten Real Madrid.
In my lifetime, I don't think I've seen them lose. I might have seen them lose once to an English team, maybe. I think. I'm not sure.
We beat them over 2 legs in 2009.
We knocked them out last season.
Oh shit! That might be the time I'm thinking of then.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I know that Madrid have had the dominance. But point being, I think Madrid will take it. Might be a body, might be close, but Madrid will take it.
You say Madrid? Yes, Ravi. I have heard the Harry Kane chant is spot on. Still, that you just got caned. I do like it. Yeah, man, I appreciate it, man. As a musician, I appreciate them things. You just got caned. Ryan, let them know your Twitter in it. They want to know where they can find you and that. You got fans out here, fam.
It says it on my name, it?
Ryan
_ K1.
Hold up, wait. Let me just. I'll put in full screen. There you go, Ryan. There we go. You lot can see it. There he is, Mr. Moneyman himself. Go on, Ryan.
Oh, I love the full screen.
There we go.
Yeah, that's my Twitter there at Ryan _ K1. So yeah, add me in it. Like I only got it a couple of months ago, to be fair. So like, yeah, man. I love being on full screen. You know, like.
All right, you can do it again.
Yeah. It was the dish Jan City in it because Jan City said I wasn't her favourite Ryan, so like always gave you the full screen to like call her out in it.
Hey, yeah, that
All right, you
is
can take me off full screen now, innit?
Is it my bad?
Yeah, that
I
was
was giving you
yours.
enough. I was giving you enough airtime in it to say what you need to say in that. Hella airtime, fam. You know what I'm saying? Like Jordan,
Yeah,
like
that
Jordan
really
and the
upset
other
me when she
Bulls.
said.
Is what it is, isn't it? I'm here, man. I'm here for you. Flawless, who are your overall favorites for the Champions League? I've said it already. I think PSG win it. I think they beat Chelsea in the final. So we'll
I
go
think City.
to.
Yeah, I think City.
So you saying City? We'll get everyone's up because I forgot. So
I'm gonna write this down.
yeah, right. Excellent stuff. I love that. So I'm saying a PSG Chelsea final.
1 minute.
PSG is gonna win it. Yeah. We'll get. Yeah, I'll repeat it anyway so you can get it again. Ryan, go on. Who do you see get into the final, and who's your winners?
I'm saying City Chelsea final, all English, and City will win the final.
Okay. Jay, we'll go
Stop
to you.
shooting my club. I know your game.
Yeah.
Who've you got? Just so you know the sides of, let me get the fixtures up. So obviously Real Madrid, Liverpool, Porto, and Chelsea are one side, and then Bayern, PSG, City, and Dortmund are the other side.
Oof.
So who do you
I'm
see
thinking
getting?
it would. Oof. Yeah, I'm thinking of Paris. Ooh. Could be I'll say Paris Real Madrid final. And I think, and I feel Real Madrid, if they make it to the finals, it's game over. There's just something with Real Madrid in the finals of the Champions League that it's just game over. So it could be Real Madrid's year to win this again.
Okay, man said Kabak Didio, that's fire. That's fire. Kabak, put some respect on Kabak Didio in that. No Fabinho, it's Kabak Didio in it. Virgil van Kabak. You hear me? Kabak kid, never mind. But yeah, go on, what's it called? Where by that? Deviant, go on. And speaking of that, you never know who's gonna drop in 2 hours into the podcast, my G.
Is it Lewis?
Biggest shot. You just spoiled it. Man was giving him the big introduction. Look at you just taking it away, Lewis. Yo, have words, fam.
Yo, I heard everyone talking about the Champions League, so I thought I'd come and represent the 2021 winners. Up the fucking Chelsea boys. What's everyone saying?
It's good for you, man. Lewis, she ruined your intro.
You know what, yeah?
Who happened? We drew each other in the semis, and now it's all hate. I can't be asked.
Yeah, serious. Oh, hey, drew each other in the semis, and now she's hating in it.
I'm
I was gonna give you the big intro. She just shows me on a daily basis, fam. She knows how I introduce everybody. I was giving you the full thing, the full works. You get what I'm saying? At 2:15, and she just ruined it. Just ruining it.
Why did I ruin it?
I rate that you guys have been up this long. I knew you guys would still be up. I can't lie. I can't stay on for too long because my head is absolutely.
Nah, it's calm, fam. But you can, you know what? While you're here,
anyway.
Yeah, man, appreciate it. So since you're here, since you're jumping off, Lewis, will add you to this. Who do you see getting to the final alongside Chelsea? All right, who are Chelsea facing and getting beat by in the final? That's what I'm asking you.
If it's getting beat by, then it's probably Bayern Munich.
So you reckon Bayern are going to be the other side, yeah? Is that what you reckon it is? Chelsea Bayern final, Chelsea winning it.
If we beat Bayern Munich, we deserve the Champions League. But with Bayern, they're still going to be holding 2012 over their head. So I expect us to get absolutely smoked if we face them in a final. But I don't think it will be as bad as it was last season. Anyone else though, other than Bayern Munich? Yeah, I fancy us. Low-key, we could actually have a chance.
So who do you see getting to the
PSG's
final?
defense is just shaky enough that it can give us a bit of hope. Right. But we have to be clinical as well.
Right.
It's just Bayern. They're the only solid defense. Where it's all right, cool.
Do you think Bayern
actually, no, saying that, Bayern have conceded a lot of goals this season.
Do you see Bayern getting to the final?
They should be, by all accounts.
Okay. All right, so you're saying basically
Bayern,
put down...
Yeah, Bayern versus PSG to me is the semi-final already. Because the others, Man City or Dortmund, but realistically, I feel like Man City, they have this thing with semi-finals that they have to overcome first before I can really start thinking about it. So they have to do that first. Dortmund, their defense is a mess anyways. So I'd be surprised they even make the final. Their attack's solid. I ain't even going to say nothing, but their defense is shook.
Okay, so Yan City put right down Lewis, Bayern Chelsea final, Chelsea win. Jay, will go to you. Who did you say? I don't think you said.
I did say Real Madrid. Real Madrid.
That's a shout.
Paris,
that's an interesting shout. Definitely, the way you thought it out, like the way you put it to me. If someone would have said Real Madrid, I'd be like, "What are you talking about?" But the way you put it together, I'm like, it makes sense.
To get to the final, they'll do it.
It makes sense. Deviant, same to you. 2 finalists and winner.
I think PSG will be up there.
So you can PSG.
Finally, the bracket.
No. The bracket. So one of the brackets is PSG, Bayern, City, Dortmund, and then the other bracket is Liverpool, Madrid, Chelsea, Paul. Yeah.
Chelsea, Porto.
Yeah, PSG to meet Madrid then, and then probably Madrid to take it over PSG.
Madrid. So we got 2 Madrids, 1 Chelsea, 1 City. Jan City, what are you saying?
I think what will happen, right, is
why did you deliver it like that? Look at you under pressure already. Hey, composure.
What I think is going to happen, right? I think Liverpool knock out Real Madrid. Chelsea knock out Porto. The semi-final is Chelsea against Liverpool. Chelsea knock out Liverpool. I think Chelsea get into the final.
Right.
I actually think, in terms of odds, I don't know. I think we should be beating Dortmund. Like if they can,
so you got City in the semis.
Sevilla, then we should be beating Dortmund. So I'd say that Man City maybe could go through against Dortmund if we don't overthink it and battle it.
Right.
Then when we go to the next stage, if we get there, it's between PSG and Bayern Munich. PSG were my original favourites for the competition. However, I'm not so sure over 2 legs whether they get past Bayern Munich. So I'm just going to say Bayern Munich get through. So then the final will be between Man City and Bayern Munich. And honestly, I don't know if we can do it. So I feel like the final will be Chelsea against Bayern. So I actually
That's the semi-final,
I agree with Lewis. And I think that could go either way.
But we need you to pick a winner though. We need a winner.
You know what? Do you know what?
We need a winner.
It needs to go. It can go either way. Like we know that.
Look at this. Wait, one sec. Look at his pricks. Look at his pricks. Friggin' username and that. Egypt.
I came prepared. I told you.
Let me back my team and just say Man City do some crazy madness and get to the final. Yeah, I reckon.
I think City win it too.
Chelsea, and Chelsea will beat us in a bloody Champions League final.
Right. You have all right. So there we got there in the end. So you have a City Chelsea final. So Jan City, you have a City Chelsea final with Chelsea winning. Ryan, you have a.
I like that.
Ryan, you have a what? You have a City Chelsea with Chelsea winning it.
Final. City winning it.
City winning it.
No, I have City winning it.
Yeah, Lewis has obviously got Bayern Chelsea with Chelsea winning it. Jay Soldiers, you have Real Madrid versus
Paris.
Yeah, Deviant, you had the same in it.
Yeah.
And you had Real. I'm the only one with the PSG. All right, cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm on the minor. I'm in the minority.
You know what? I did PSG.
Fuck you all in it. All right, I see you lot.
You know what? I did think the PSG would win it, so it wouldn't surprise me if they did go on and win it. But I just think Bayern Munich is there. If that was the final, I think they have every chance. But over 2 legs, I think Bayern Munich can.
You know what? I see Chelsea in the final regardless, though.
They are. They're in
the Chelsea in the final. Look at Lewis.
I think Chelsea guy. Look at Chelsea are in the final.
I'm just thinking of it. Chelsea. You couldn't have told this to me in January, and I wouldn't have believed the fucking word of it. Look how times can change, man. And all we had to do was change our manager. I love it.
Preaching to the goddamn choir, but we move in it.
Agreed.
They're preaching to the goddamn choir in it.
To be honest, though, like really and truly, the team. I think Chelsea are in the final. I do think Chelsea are in the final.
I think so.
You know what? That game against Liverpool are weird. Like in the Champions League, they're different. So it could be Liverpool. But if I had to choose between playing Chelsea in the final and playing Liverpool, I think I'd play Chelsea now. Even though.
It's just because you could lose to us and you wouldn't hate it as much as you would losing to Liverpool in the final.
Yeah, but I think them players have been there, done that. Every single one of their players have won that.
Worst case. A City Liverpool Champions League final is the worst case scenario in that. That is the worst of the worst.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see
for you, that's.
I'd love to see flawless. I'd love to see flawless.
You wouldn't even do a watch along for that.
Fucking watching on my back foot, fam. Never in a million years.
I've never been a fan of the same team, like teams from the same league in the final. I just hate it because it's just like another league game. It just gives you that vibe.
Lewis, not surprised to hear you say that. And I love
not for me, man.
I love
2008 was fine.
You know what I'll say?
Amazing that we won it, but
you know what I'll say?
I want to live that year.
It won't because City won't get there, so it's not going to be an all
Yeah.
league
Prime.
final.
You say all,
Prime,
hey
man.
Prime. You say all this stuff with your chest. As a Chelsea fan, this is me talking from a Chelsea fan perspective.
Yeah, your
That draw could have not been any nicer for you lot. Use my miss PSG, Bayern, and Manchester City.
and
You
Dortmund.
got the three favorites are all on the other side of the draw.
Yeah.
What are you complaining about? That was perfect for you. Look at
You know how
Lewis's mug.
perfect this is.
Look at Lewis. You know what I'm
Do
saying?
you want to know why I say this? I'm so happy. On God, if we bottle it, I will be fuming. I will be beyond fuming if we don't make it. It does get to actually no semis. I'll take it because Madrid's mentality is strong, and Liverpool Chelsea really could go either way. But
Yeah, that could go.
okay, quarters.
You know what
If
I'll
we don't
say?
make it past the quarters,
Definitely
I'm
an
going to
English.
make a
then
wild
it's gonna be a
prediction.
massive investigation.
You're
I'll just say
flawless. I'm going to make a mad prediction already, yeah? Can you guys still hear me properly?
yeah.
Yeah, if City play Liverpool, if we beat Manchester City in the Champions League final this season, we'll win the Premier League title next season. If that happens, we'll win the Prem next season.
I think Chelsea will win the Prem next season.
Because
they got the favourites.
I think if we beat Man City in the Champions League final, we'll win the league next season. Because I think Man City's confidence
If we get to a Champions
will take
League
a big.
final, that'll be a bloody miracle. I can tell you that.
But if City lose the Champions League final to Liverpool, that will kill Man City. That will kill Pep if he loses the Champions League final to Liverpool.
It'd be as bad as if it happened to United. Trust me. If it happened for United, we wouldn't be out there. We'd be under rocks, hiding under rocks. We can't have Liverpool beating us in a final of anything. That's just not.
Yeah,
allowed.
but the thing is, it's like Pep proper hates Liverpool. Like Pep despises Liverpool. If he was to
Here's the
lose
thing,
the Champions League final
with Liverpool, when it comes to Liverpool Football Club, any sane, normal, reasonable human being hates Liverpool FC. You know what I'm saying? If you just don't look at it, if you don't just look at that, if you just don't look at
the only thing worse than that would be
if you don't look at the badge and just see complete, if you don't just hear Anfield and it just fills your mouth with sick, then something's wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? If you don't just look at that badge in total, you don't hear "You'll Never Walk Alone" and think, "What a disgusting, despicable song." You know what I'm saying?
I'm never near Anfield because we're too busy doing the Chelsea chant over.
You good, Deviant. Don't let me kill you, my brother. You know what I'm saying?
I'm smoking, man.
Yeah. I'm just make sure you're good in it. I make sure, but yeah, with Chelsea, like I said, from a Chelsea perspective, the three favorites are on the other side of the draw.
It's beautiful.
It's perfect. Look at Lewis. Lewis smiling from ear to ear ever
I
since.
need Charity FC to never turn their ugly face around for the rest of this season, because if it does, it'll just be depressing as fuck. I'm just happy we got past the last 16 for the first time in ages, but it looks so clear to us. But I feel like it's an England 2018 thing where we could progress really far, but just face dead teams the whole way through. And then as soon as we face someone semi-decent, done. But we'll have to see when we face the big team.
I do think the final, though, I don't think your best chance of winning the final is if you face Man City. So I don't think you'll face Man City.
I think it could be Dortmund. Because Dortmund's defense.
I think City beat Chelsea in the final.
this season.
If Dortmund knock out Man City and then knock out PSG or Bayern, I think they'll be well up for the final. That's the only thing. Because on our side of the draw, they're probably the underdogs in terms of because they weren't favourites for it, you know. Yeah, I think Deviant said before about like Dortmund having more experience. They actually haven't been as far as City. Like we've been going to quarterfinals, they've been going out in the round of 16 or the group stage in recent seasons. So this sort of squad that they have now, they don't have the experience. The club have the experience of winning it once, but they don't. So this is why Liverpool, as much as people are
Cool. Take it. Where's the thing? I'll point my finger here and everything. Go on.
Sorry,
Take the screenshot. Take the screenshot. I'm right here. Because when we come back in June, I'll come straight for you as well if we do have the Champions League and you get that fat photo of Andreas Christensen all over your timeline. Just wait. But we'll see.
I just want to say in it, Lewis is the worst. I'm shameless in this. I wouldn't issue a challenge to Lewis like that. Because if you lose, it's curtains in it.
You think I care about being screenshotted? I literally memed myself into a fucking hole last time we played. I can do it again. I don't mind.
So what would you do, Lewis, if you're in the Champions League final against any of the opposition, right? And Christensen scores the only goal of the game and it's an own goal. What do you say?
What? Why? You set that up so perfectly, and then you just said it's an own goal. if that, I actually don't think I could go on the timeline that night.
Yeah, you couldn't, fam. People gonna light you up and that. You know what I'm saying?
My mentions, my phone would probably just stop loading. The amount of people just mentioned that. I dare you mention the AC Hive again. I dare you post anything at 3 a.m. again. We're all coming for you. And I know that would happen as well. Everyone's waiting for his failure because they're all going to come at me as soon as he drops one howler. But he still hasn't dropped one yet. Also, today, suddenly McGoldrick was getting more shots on target as soon as Andreas Christensen got subbed off. Just saying. But the agenda continues. It must continue.
What's mad is the difference in terms of like winners. So I've got PSG, Yan City saying Chelsea, Ryan saying City, Lewis is saying Chelsea, and both Jay and Deviant are both saying Real Madrid. So it's mad. I'm the only one saying PSG. No Liverpool. No Dortmund. No Paul.
It's not one that you can call. Like I think Porto were a little bit. People are kind of taking Porto as if it's an easy game, and I don't think it's as easy as people are making out. That being said, City did beat Porto this season 3-1, and we drew 0-0 in Porto. So in Portugal, sorry. So it's one of them things.
Here's a question.
Yeah, they beat Juve, but there was huge Morata tax. So
I don't think they'll knock
and
out.
Pirlo tax as well. If City win the Champions League, do they become bigger than Chelsea?
Shit, I hate this big club shit. We would have if we were this year, we'd have more league titles and the same amount of Champions Leagues. But then Chelsea have more trophies, as in FA Cup stuff like that. So.
So returning to Arsenal, I can't be arsed. That's the fate worse than you lot just being bigger than us. I'd rather you just end with that instead of just trying to hang on to fucking FA Cups.
Hey, you lot continue to get your questions in as well, and we'll switch lanes to the Europa League. Yo, I'm tired, but it is what it is. We move in that Europa League settings. Yan City, I beg you get the Europa League up. Do you know the fixtures? And we'll just run through it.
Granada against Man United.
Okay, Granada, Manchester United. All right, we'll start with.
I gotta jump off quick, but I might try and get back on before the end.
Yeah, no stress, fam. Yo, make sure you lot subscribe to Carefree Lewis anytime, fam. You already know.
Big up, man.
Mikasa Sukasa, fam. You already know.
Thanks for having me on. Sorry,
Love, nah, it's calm, fam.
Yeah, man.
So, all right, we'll start with you, Deviant, United Granada.
I don't know enough about Granada to make an accurate prediction, but I'm a United fan, so you know.
United.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. We can't be going out to ITV Studios. I hear you, fam. All right, Jay Social. You know what I'm saying?
Certain age won't get that joke, you know. Some of these viewers don't know that.
Oh yeah, they won't know ITV, but we get
that colored logo that used to flop up after Emmerdale and Coronation Street and shit like that.
Speaking of that, we need to. I need to get it patterned actually. I need to get it patterned the Sarcasm, actual Sarcasm City TV logo. I'm gonna get that done still. The amount of times we go on more than certain TV channels on TV, but you know we move. J Socials, United Granada. You see going through.
Oh geez. I would say United. It's just I could reach, but I would say we've been good against Spanish teams this season. So I would say us because Real Sociedad, they were 5th in the La Liga, and there was nothing to write home about. So I would say Manchester United to go through.
Okay, now I hear that. Fair enough then. And you've got Arsenal, Slavia Prague. What are you lot saying? I'm saying Arsenal still.
I'm hoping it's Arsenal, but then again, I thought that Leicester were going to do them in the last one. Was it Leicester there?
Yeah.
I thought they were going to do it there, and then it just happened. Oh no, Slavia Prague. Like I don't know. So I'm hoping Arsenal, but you never know. I reckon Arsenal will take it though.
Arsenal.
I think Arsenal will be in.
You saying Ryan? You saying Arsenal?
Yeah, I'll say Arsenal as well.
And Arsenal. Yan City, Arsenal.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, but maybe one of you will have more information on both these teams. I haven't really been following them a lot this season. We'll go with Ajax Roma. Start with UJ.
Oof. Ajax, they haven't been as good this season, but because I think Roma, they're top 4, right? In Serie A, I think they are. Yeah.
Wait, I'll check now. I'll check now. I think they're 6, but I'll check now. Hold on 1 second. I'll check now. Bear with me. because they got beat 2-0 today by Napoli. They got beat 2-0 today by Napoli, and they are 6. Yeah, they're 6.
Yeah, Napoli is a good team. So
yeah, Napoli went 3 points above them actually.
okay. Yeah, because I know what's the name lost to AC Milan lost to Napoli last weekend too. So you know what? I want to say, oh geez, this is a tough one. Actually, this is gonna probably be the most entertaining game to watch, just because of the Italian. Like Italians are very like structured, well organized. I should use that word. And then Ajax, they have a very good system. So it's gonna be. But I would just say, just based on experience, I will probably go with AS Roma. On experience.
You're saying Roma. Deviant, same to you. Like I said, I don't know too much about these sides this season in particular.
I don't, especially same with the season. I know Ajax beat us with last season. They beat us, and then that's the same Roma that we did 7-1 like years ago. So that's all. That's pretty much all I know about.
No, yeah, I said 7-1 against there. Alan Smith was playing for us back then. You taking it way back.
Right,
yeah, I said Alan. Yo, this man. I said 7-1. Carrick and that was playing. Fletcher was playing. He's now at DOF. Mad. You know what I'm saying? Mad.
Yeah, I respected Alan Smith in Leeds when he was at Leeds.
Oh yeah,
I respected him there.
So yeah, go on.
I reckon Ajax will take it.
You saying Ajax? All right, and the last tie, Zagreb, Villarreal. We'll go with you first, Deviant.
I don't know much about Zagreb. I know a bit about Villarreal through watching Spanish leagues here and there. Who Zagreb beat so far?
I'll check now. You want to know who they beat to get through on that?
Tottenham. They beat Tottenham in the last.
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah, the manager. Oh yeah, the manager's in jail, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, don't man! I seen a Paddy Power.
The manager's doing Michael Schofield shit in prison, isn't it?
Yeah, man. Man was doing up his tactics board. You get me with the knife and that. You know what I'm saying? You know, the homemade knife on the wall. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. You know, we did expect Tottenham to walk that, and Zagreb just turned up and smoked it, didn't they?
Yeah, Spurs just spared it. All right, we'll get to it then. What do you see the final being? So you've got United, Granada, Ajax and Roma on one side, and then you've got Arsenal, Slavia Prague, Zagreb, and Villarreal on the other. What do you see the final being, and who do you see winning it? We'll start with you, Deviant.
Was it when we talked about it yesterday? Yes, I think I had Ajax and United in the semi-final, didn't I? And Ajax.
So you got Ajax one side, yeah?
Yeah.
You got Ajax one side, and who's the other side? Who do you reckon?
Who's on the other?
On the other side, you have 1 second. You got Villarreal, Zagreb, Slavia Prague, and Arsenal. That's the other side.
Probably Arsenal, to be honest.
Okay.
Probably.
All right. So you're saying an Arsenal Ajax final? Who'd you have winning?
Probably Arsenal.
So you got Arsenal winning it. Okay. Yeah, this is extremely unfortunate. I like how you paused and it's like swallowing fire to you. I already know. It hurt. But we move in it. You know what I'm saying? And same to you, Jay Socials. What do you see the final being? And also, who do you see winning the final?
Okay. I kind of thought about this one. I think Arsenal will make it to the finals. I know, all banter aside, I think Arsenal, they look like a different team right now, and they're playing some good football. I want to say Arsenal, Manchester United. I think Manchester United will go through if we face AS Roma in the semis. I feel if we face Ajax,
it's a loss.
There might be too tactical for Ole, and we might just lose on that. Yeah. So if for whatever reason AS Roma beats Ajax, then I would say Arsenal versus Manchester United.
Okay, so you're saying Arsenal. Okay, you saying the big. If that final happens, as much as I don't want Arsenal to get through to the final, see Yancey is smiling. How much joy the build up to that will bring me in it, because we get to just go at it with Arsenal for a good few weeks, and we have to win that. We cannot lose that.
Imagine if you lose that. That would be so funny.
No, it wouldn't be funny. Why does that bring you with joy? Why would that be hilarious?
That would be funnier than if we lost the final.
Are we not peoples? I thought you liked me. I thought we were cool. Why would you risk that type of negatives?
Right, can I ask you a serious question now?
Yes.
If Man City get to a final to Chelsea, are you not going to laugh at me?
Nah, I wouldn't laugh at you. No. Like, obviously, I'd want Chelsea to win, but that's besides the point. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why you bringing facts and logic to this argument in it. The thing is, yeah, it's not fair on one side than it is the other. You know what I'm saying? And I would have laughed at you.
Laugh in your face.
I'm serious. I'd love you enough to do it behind your back, innit? So you don't find out. I wouldn't be all grinning about. You're grinning about the fort. We not even made the finals yet, and you're grinning about the fort. Look at you.
Do you know?
Grinning at the fort. Just the fort.
I love
the
their
single four
argument.
of us losing the final to Arsenal.
That would be so funny.
Look at you, innit? Look how much enjoyment nobody's even made semi-finals yet, and you're just laughing at the thought of United you losing a final to Arsenal. We not even done the quarters yet.
I love it.
Yeah, look at this dickhead joining in as well. So yeah, go on, Ryan. Give us your thoughts on it. What's the final? And who do you think the two are in the final and the winner also?
You know what my dream scenario is, yeah?
Give us your dream scenario and then give it the reality. Yeah. Go on.
Obviously, I hope Arsenal knock out Slavia Prague. Obviously, I hope Arsenal knock out Slavia Prague and make it to the semi.
I'm with that.
Of course. But then my dream scenario there is Emery knocks out Arsenal with Villarreal.
Yes.
Emery knocks out Arsenal.
That's why Ryan's my guy, man. Absolutely.
Oh my God, that would be
it would be just that type of stuff.
Emery. He could though. Emery's a Europa League specialist, man. He won it 3 years in a row once, Emery. So Emery could definitely do that, because I think Villarreal will beat Zagreb.
Yeah,
and he's the Europa League guy as well. Yeah, Emery. When Sevilla was winning, was he not the manager?
Yeah. I know Arsenal fans are nervous.
He beat us in the final.
Villarreal.
He beat us in the final, Emery.
That would be typical.
If Emery knocks out Arsenal,
yeah.
If Emery knocks out Arsenal, just imagine that. Oh my God. So I think Villarreal make it. I hope Villarreal make it to the final. I think United will obviously beat Granada. I think Ajax will beat Roma, and it'll be an Ajax United final. And I've seen Ajax play this season, innit? Like I've seen, because obviously they played us in the Champions League group stage, and they play good football. Like they're a decent side, but they ain't got any end products about them at all, from what I remember. So I think United will probably get to
an finals. Ajax. They like bottling finals and semi-finals. Look at against Spurs. They had 40 seconds and they conceded 40 seconds. Yeah. They would have gone.
How you bottling it? Yeah. How you bottling it to the bottlers?
Exactly. With 40. You know what? Right? It's different when you do the game and you've got like 10 minutes left, 5 minutes left. They had 40 seconds left. It was a whole keep the ball, do what you've got to do with it. And they let Lucas Moura go and score the goal. And like, I'm sorry. Like, they taken seriously until they for that.
That doesn't get spoken about enough, yo. Ajax bottled it to the bottlers, yo. Yeah. How you bottle it to the bottlers, innit? You know what I mean?
Like the thing is, we went out to Spurs, but we didn't go out to Spurs in that manner. If we had 40 seconds left, that's completely
serious. The Spurs, you just got dusted by Dynamo Zagreb, and their managers on the wing, and I don't mean on the pitch. Man's on the actual wing, yo.
He's got his wings.
He's on the wing, yo. Man, they took one phone call and just said, "Yes, Tottenham Hotspur," and that was it. You know what I'm saying, mad. Man lost the. That's crazy. That. But yeah, Ryan didn't even give us his final. I give us our final. I reckon it's a Manchester United Villarreal final. I think United do him as well. I don't see Arsenal getting past.
I agree.
I don't see Arsenal getting past. It'd be typical of Arsenal to go out to a former manager who's very good in the Europa League, but couldn't win them the Europa League.
So funny if Emery beat them. It would be so funny if Emery beat them. That would be my favorite moment of if Emery knocks out Arsenal.
If you can see it, the banter would already like Arsenal are the Barca banter. That's why Roman.
The flows, the sentence itself is beautiful. Emery knocks out Arsenal.
Yeah, let me check the fixtures actually.
Sentence.
I'm going to check the fixtures to see what games are played first and what's played next, you know, in regards to quarterfinals and semi-finals, etc., and who's against who. Do you know the brackets? So Arsenal, Slavia Prague. Oh, wait, they're all on the same day. Mad.
Yeah, Thursdays.
Yeah, Europa doesn't break it in the Champions League where it's bi-weekly.
But the time as well. They're all 8 o'clock kickoffs, it's saying here as well.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's what it's saying. It's all at the same time. So you know what that means? You know what that means, people? On Sarcasm City, we will be, if we are running both watch-alongs, we'll be running them together in it. Double bill things. We like BT Sport 1 and BT Sport 2. So you have a Manchester United watch-along on one, and then you'll have an Arsenal watch-along on the other, and then you can choose what to watch on YouTube. Want to go live to my Twitter, one will go live to Cam's Twitter or Yan City's Twitter, and then we're just gonna run it like that. I'm saying we out here groundbreaking stuff. I didn't realize that. That's mad. That is the same time. Yeah, it's saying here when I'm looking at 8 o'clock. So 8th of April, all 4 games will be played, all quarterfinals, and they're all kicking off at 8 o'clock. And then the 15th of April, the second leg's the same as well. But then the semi-final is saying to be decided. But yeah, we'll soon find out. We will soon find out. It's going to be very, very, very interesting. But yeah, Ryan, go on. So you give us your dream scenario. What do you actually think will happen?
I think Arsenal will beat Slavia Prague. I think Villarreal will beat Zagreb. So it'll be a Villarreal-Arsenal semi. That's going to be, like I said, my dream scenario is Emery. And I think I can see Emery knocking out Arsenal, I'll be honest. Yeah. I can just see it. So I think Villarreal will make the final. I think the other side, United will beat Granada. Ajax will beat Roma. So it'll be an Ajax-United final. I think United will win that over 2 legs, I have to be honest. And Villarreal-United final. Ooh. That's a good one. Because you got, obviously United have the better team on paper, but then you've got Emery, a Europa League. Yeah, you got Oli Tax, but you got Emery, a Europa League specialist in the final.
True.
Hey guys, we're talking like 50-50. Man U is guaranteed the final spot though.
I think you'll win the final. I mean, I think you'll get to the final.
I don't think it's guaranteed. I just think it's very favorable and I literally rely again with the individual players we have.
I don't think Ajax are that good.
And Ryan's not saying that lightly. I can just see the players turning up over a 2-legged period. We have enough players in the final third to help us get through.
I think you got past your toughest tie, which was AC Milan. I think that was your toughest one, and you've got past it, to be honest.
I hear that. So yeah, it's very interesting in that. So I've got United winning it. Ryan, you're saying Villarreal. Jay Social.
No, I think United will beat Villarreal. I have to be honest.
Who was your winner? So you're saying
United? Arsenal, Manchester United.
And who do you reckon wins it?
I'll just say Manchester United because
United. All right, so almost a full house because Deviant was saying he said Arsenal, which I hear still, but we all pretty much got the same, like in terms of who's getting to the finals between Arsenal, Villarreal, United. There seems to be the 3 in the mix. But all right, we will close out this show, people. Like I say, whether you're watching this live right now or you're watching this back, make sure you hit the like button on the video, subscribe to the channel. It is road to 2,500 subscribers for Sarcasm City TV. Deviant, let them know where they can find you and what you have going on also.
I'm tried to be on Twitter. I'm just not on it that much. If you type that name there, Jazz Devontae Thomas, onto the Facebook search bar, you'll find a page. You might not like what you find, but you'll find it. Flawless is always telling me I need Jesus for some strange reason. I don't know.
No, because you be people Facebook, yeah. If you follow, because we have friends on Facebook, he be sharing the wildest shit. Bear in mind, people, for those that read, this is me saying he shares the wildest shit. He shares stuff I won't share.
Look at what Scorp shares, man.
Yeah, I'd say Scorps. You and Scorps are in the same bag. There's stuff I won't share on my Facebook that he shares. Think about all the stuff that I say, Deviant.
Scorps in this game, same bracket, man.
Yes, you might not elite tier in it. I'm the one below in it. I'm like top tier in that because I'll share some wild shit. You might take it to the next bracket and that. You know what I'm saying? You legit share stuff I won't share. I will not post. I might react to it, but I'm not posting it.
Facebook, man. This shit's done.
Facebook, you be wilding in it. How many times you get banned on Facebook from?
I've been good. It's been a while. It's been at least 3 months.
But you in the jailhouse regular. You in Facebook jail on a regular, fam. You on the wing more than the Zagreb manager, fam. What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, make sure you follow Deviant across all socials. You got any music or battles coming up or anything like that, fam?
One battle coming up in Manchester in May. That's it.
Okay, yeah, so make sure you follow him. Same to you, Jay Socials. Give out your socials again and where they can find you, what you got going on.
Yeah, so on YouTube, you can catch me, Jay Socials, Touchline Talks. I haven't kind of set the date yet for this week. So I usually have the Champions League show with my buddy in Paris. But he's in Dubai right now, having a good time. So I'm not sure yet, but either way, so yeah, you can catch me on YouTube, J Socials Touchline Talks, or on Twitter at CJ Socials.
There you go, people. Make sure you follow Ryan. Same to you.
Oh, you can you just catch me on here in the Q&As and a couple of watch-alongs, and catch me on Twitter at Ryan_K1. So yeah, man, that's all really.
Lovely Yan City. Let them know where they can find you on your 19 million shows and what else you got going on.
I do like one show on a Thursday. On the
You do one show. You're on Sarcasm
show,
City.
bollocks.
You're on Sarcasm City. You're on Yan City ENT. You're on First XI. You're on Eyes on the Ball. You're on Manny Good Vibes. Am I missing?
Yeah, you're right. I'm on all of those. Go
Okay.
subscribe to all of
You've
those.
got your own channel.
Yeah.
I'm
She got
my
two
own
channels.
channel.
She owns this one as well, people.
Sarcasm City. And my other channel, my backup channel for when I get bored of Sarcasm City. I've got Yan City ENT. Make sure you subscribe, like the video, join the membership, share it across your socials.
Join the membership.
Follow me on Twitter. Follow Flawless on Twitter. Follow Ryan on Twitter. Follow Jay Socials on Twitter. And follow Devante on Twitter.
You go big up Josh in the comments. But yeah, like I say, the membership, that's why you're seeing J Socials and Deviant on here also, because they are part of the members. So that's part. So next week you'll see, I think, a couple more members as well, who that's one of the perks. So yeah, man, we out here giving back. So the membership's underneath. Of course, as well, available. All the shows on the net, all the shows on the channel, there's a playlist for every show. So there might be a specific show you like. Make sure you just click it and then you can find it. So the Q&A, Mandem United, Giardem City meets Mandem United, etc. Whatever show it is. And when we do go live, sometimes YouTube takes a while to load it up. So go to the playlist, then you'll be able to find that show. So for instance, YouTube might not, if you search Sarcasm City, YouTube might not put up this video till, I don't know, this time tomorrow. So if you go on the Q&A playlist, you'll find it. But love to everyone who's locked in. Enjoyed this. Big up everyone in the comments. And this has been the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A on Sarcasm City TV.